the Iowa 250 this Sunday at 4:30 on Carolina Country, 1590 AM WCSL, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Chosen breed, you don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets, come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Good morning, Carson Dockery, Terry Reinhardt, JP. Well, let me back that up. Good morning, Carson. You seem like you're having a good morning. Good morning, JP. Good, seems like he's having a pretty decent morning. Terry?
Terry came in just guns blazing. He was ready to roll, man.
If you're watching online, youtube.com, KTC Broadcasting page, we're enjoying our Mitchum's Kitchen breakfast here. And I'm going to leave my biscuit next to Terry to keep it warm until the next break. Because he is
nice articles I've seen this morning.
He hadn't run out of things to complain. He ain't run out of things to complain about yet this morning. And I've just been hearing out of my ear. Poor Carson's already had to hear it, and he's still got more hours of it. So,
man.
Sorry about that, Carson. We got NBA draft to talk about. We've got NFL things to talk about. We've got a lot of Major League Baseball to talk about. American Legion to talk about. That's winding down, warming up, depending on which way you want to look at it. Regular season's almost over. Shelby clinches the division last night, so they'll be the 1 seed on that side of the Area 4 bracket, and we'll talk more about that. We'll get some more scores and other notes in the area. Cherville doing pretty good on their side of the bracket as well, so we should have some pretty good matchups maybe coming forward. And our local teams, Maiden, Shelby beat Maiden last night, so they ended up clinching last night. Beat them by 1 run in 8 innings there.
They got them back.
Got them back after the most weirdest
17
baseball game ever. Like, you know, that was one of those Twilight Zone, if you know what Mandela effect type thing is, like what's going on here? Where am I? Somebody's messing with us right now. You know, Doc and Marty's sitting on the roof right now, messing with us, watching all these singles bloop out into the outfield. It was an interesting game. Yeah, we got schedules to talk about coming up. Area 4 playoffs, state playoffs, regionals, and of course the World Series. Been working on the schedules for that. We're getting our announcer schedules together. As you know, we do all the games on KTC Broadcasting. It's going to be a little bit weird this year, Terry and Carson, for you guys as well, because it's going to affect your pregame show. So the reason is that they backed the World Series up a week this year. Traditionally, it's not affected us really at all. It's worked out great for KTC. We do the World Series the second week of August, and then the third week of August is week 1 of football. This year they've moved back the World Series a week. So, World Series schedule, we think as follows is how we're going to do it, okay, for you guys. Week 1 pregame show, Wednesday.
All right.
Wednesday, August 15th, because that night, because of the World Series in town, the Shelby Golden Lions host the Freedom Patriots.
Yes, they sure
so
do.
you guys will be able to do that.
Right.
Since it's the World Series and everything, too, I'm not going to put anything on it. We make it work out doing the pregame show from out at the stadium and stuff maybe this year.
Yeah,
if y'all want to do that for
let's do that,
week 1 pregame show. Out of either we could stick you in the baseball stadium while they're getting ready if we had to up in the booth instead of at the football stadium if we can't get out there. But maybe we can work something out, Mr. Allen and the gang. Just ideas floating. But Terry got excited. Terry's first time Terry smiled this morning,
man.
Carson.
That was a big one.
Anytime on the road
Terry
around
likes
our
taking them on
surrounding
the road.
fans, I love it. Most of the time they throw rocks at us, but I like it. It's all right.
Yeah. Terry's the only one here with actual fans.
Tomatoes. Yeah, he tells us he's got all kinds of these fans. Somehow everybody knows the number to this flip phone.
Man.
But so we're gonna do that Wednesday, okay? So Shelby that night, so that'll kick off World Series week, week 1 football. So the biggest week ever is gonna be that week for us and everybody else. So Here's how the schedule is going to go from there, though. Thursday night will be opening night for American Legion. So what we're going to have is our 4 main broadcast teams that are going to have games on Friday Night Football. They're going to do those games on Thursday. Also, during those games, they'll give you some quick previews themselves of the games that they're going to be doing. So, you don't have to totally rely on Terry and Carson and Shannon out there to get everything together. These guys can give you a little bit more insight into the particular games while talking a little bit of baseball. That'll also gives us a chance, in our area to kind of inform, get our names and stuff out to think about it. We're talking Hawaii and Georgia or somebody playing there.
Yeah.
We're talking, Shelby and Cherryville and West Lincoln and all this other football, get your names out there. So we'll have a little bit of that. I mean, we're not going to talk football the whole time, of course, no. But they'll touch on it a little bit, give you guys a quick preview of what's coming up on Friday night. So on Friday night, what we'll do, because KTC has always done every game of the American Legion World Series, right? So the way we're going to have to handle it is that that's why you guys are doing the pregame show Wednesday, is that there's going to be a game at 4 o'clock that day. So there's 2 games on Friday, 4 and 7. So we're going to do those games on WOHS. So week 1 football, guys, Shelby's not playing on that Friday, so it won't affect you guys. But Creston Burns fans, week 1, you have to watch on YouTube or listen to the online feed on YouTube, okay? So Creston Burns fans, week 1, we will not have either one of those games actually on the radio because of the World Series, because of this. So you guys will have to watch that on YouTube. I'm sure you guys don't mind. Anyway, you can watch on YouTube wherever you go across the world and planet, I guess, and you'll be happy about that. So we'll have that. So that Friday night coverage will be American Legion World Series on the radio, and we'll have football on YouTube for Cleveland County. Now, post-game show, though, Terry, as long as the weather cooperates, we will have the post-game show as usual, because if the baseball game's at 7, hopefully that'll be getting over about the exact same time our football games will be over. So for you post-game show folks, that should not change. However, if something happens, baseball is pushed back, baseball's going to stay on the radio. We'll then push the post-game show to YouTube only online as well. But we'll keep that on. We'll probably be able to put those on LO on 1590 and 1050 as well on the radio. So it'll be half radio, half YouTube on that one. For the LON, so you guys will still be able to hear World Series, though you'd have to switch over to WLON. I mean, WOHS if you're out of the area on that one Friday night. Sorry about that. We got a lot of stuff.
Going on. It's true.
What you get? Just sign on your smartphones, tablets, internet, and listen on KTC Broadcasting. You can still hear the games on that. Guess who's doing those games? Brent Pasco and Jeff Jones, because they don't got a football game that Friday night, so they're going to be sitting out at the baseball stadium. And, you'd think it sounded like I forced them. They actually jumped at that opportunity. They wanted to sit out there that Friday night and enjoy the baseball. So hopefully if they get done early enough, and we'll have post-game show, all that will be just the same. Just no post-game for you guys on Friday. You guys will be on Wednesday. There we go. So, Carson, I guess I have that Friday to kind of go get to wherever you need to go pretty quick, man. I guess. So pretty free for that. And Terry, you can wander in here about pizza time, can't you?
Terry didn't have to sit around here for 5 hours on Friday.
He'll still come to get his pregame meal, though. He'll show up for that, I'm sure. JP, you doing all right, buddy? What'd you have for breakfast this morning from Mitchum's Kitchen?
Well, I haven't eaten yet, but I believe I have a sausage and cheese. I'll be eating that on the next break, actually.
I got my egg and cheese over here staying warm next to Terry. Carson, what about you, Bub?
Oh, the classic liver mush, egg and cheese on a bun.
And Terry Reinhardt.
Sausage and egg biscuit.
And Hunter, we got you one memorial egg and cheese biscuit here for you. Just to hold one if you're up and listening this morning on
We'll
your way
just
to
save
work.
it for you.
Actually, if he's listening to us right now, he's at work. You got an announcement, sir?
Yeah, I sure do.
You got excited about that.
Can I butt into y'all's show?
Well, we got 5 mics in there. You'd have to kick JP out of his seat.
Well, it's warm.
Too late now, yeah.
I thought I might find his biscuit, but it's gone.
No.
I promised Richie Knipe that I would help plug the girls fast pitch American Legion softball. Yeah. Now, I tell you what, I went and saw a game not too long ago, and tell you, this thing might take off, folks. They're having as many attendance and folks come to those games almost as the American Legion or more. And this thing is really exciting. They've got a couple of games coming up. I know July 10th, they got a big game with Lincoln County. Lincoln County's got a good team. A lot of the West Lincoln and Cherryville girls on that team. And then I believe it's the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. Now, July 17th, Shelby is at Lincoln County. And on the 19th, South Gaston Post 44 will be at Shelby. Now, South Gaston has only one loss, and Shelby has no losses as of now. So it's real exciting. Then the state playoffs start July 23rd. But if you haven't gotten out to check these girls out, you need to get on out there. I tell you what, it's real. I tell you what, it's real good softball. Real. Tell you what, it's real entertaining too. So
where's the? Do you know where Shelby girls? Where are they playing at?
At the college, Cleveland Community College.
All right.
And I'm not sure where the home. Terry, do you know where the home field for Lincoln County is?
Betty G. Ross Park.
Betty G. Ross Park. So there you go. I don't have a Lincoln County schedule. Wish I did. But we'll try to get that. I do have the Shelby Post 82 schedule, and let me check their games. Let's see. Coming up, the next game will be till July 10th. Like I said, Lincoln County at Shelby, July 12th. Shelby at South Gaston Post 144. That's basically the Forest View. I think they play down at Forest View, if I'm not mistaken. So did want to mention that. So I told Richie we'd plug it. And of course, he's campaigning for us to stream a game or two. So I'll leave that with you.
All right.
You got a couple of streamers in there, don't you?
Yeah, I guess we do.
All right. All right, I'm gone.
You don't have any dates or anything like state championship or anything like that? I can get that later. And
the state playoffs start July 23rd for the girls fast pitch softball, American Legion.
Okie dokie.
Okay. All right, I'm gone. We'll see you at Milholland Motors.
Milholland Automotive over in Lincoln, and Calvin and Perks going out there. They're hiding biscuits around here, so JP's tends to disappear in the mornings when Calvin's around. JP's got it. He's so proud of his biscuit. Oh, congratulations, JP. You still got it. If you'd eat it, JP, he couldn't steal it from you.
That's exactly right.
I know that, but I have to heat it up because it's not hot.
Well, it wasn't your fault this morning. Terry did straggle in this morning.
There you go. It's Terry's fault.
I had all the windows down.
The dark side is always behind
Terry
you.
was stomping in front. I was running a little bit late too. Everybody was running a little kind of right at the end there. Except Carson and JP.
Yeah, man.
They beat us all here this morning.
Yeah, I was here at exactly 6:30. 7:30.
I was about to say that's awful. That's awful early.
Yeah, I wasn't here at 6:30. 7:30. I was in this parking lot. I was early.
All right, Shelby beat Maiden last night, and we said a little bit about that as well. Cherville Post 100 shut out Caldwell County. The Gaston Braves or Belmont Braves or however you want to call that is they beat Kings Mountain, and Gastonia got a forfeit win yesterday. I did see the details about that, but I can't remember what it was. Carson, do you remember what that was?
Yeah, I didn't see that one, to be honest.
All right. Let's see, JP. It's about time for our first break. You guys got any news and notes or anything we want to discuss real quick, Terry?
Yeah, I was saying Rutherford County, they lead the Cherville division.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was listening to Milton and Danny the other day, and they were questioning, and I wanted to bring this in here too. But they were questioning Rutherford County don't play nobody outside.
Yeah.
Of, they play Cherville. That's probably their strongest competition. And they've beat them twice. But do you think that hurts them or helps them when it comes to your playoffs and then into the state? By not playing somebody from another location just to see how you compare against your outside competition.
Outside of Area 4, outside the division.
Outside your area. In division also.
They only play only division?
They only play only division.
Oh. I don't know. Carson?
I mean, I would think, like you said, Sarah, I would think you would want to see how you match up against other teams. I mean, you learn
a
lot of
scheduling issue?
No, they said that's what they try every year, and they don't try to play anybody outside. And, that's the first thing I thought. I'm like, that's a good question there, and I thought I'd bring that in here because to me, I think you need to play. But, I mean, how can you really say that when they've played Cherville twice and they beat them twice?
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about Cherville. I mean, Cherville's probably top 5 in Area 4.
Oh, yes.
Probably no problem. Like, that's not even really a discussion. So, I mean, obviously you're faring well against the teams that you're around, but at the same time, if you want to play longer, you want to see how you match up against other teams. I mean, you might play another team that might not record-wise be as good as Cherville, but they can offer other things that you need to learn about yourself down the road.
I would like to know the exact reason why. Before I don't want to speculate or comment. I don't know. Like, some people like to play as many games as possible. Another idea could be, we're gonna have all these rainouts anyway.
I mean,
What
does
about that?
sometimes you put so many games into a short span that, hey, I'm not going to wear my guys out. I want them to enjoy the summer a little bit also. I mean,
I would rather 'em
different
do-
coaches look at it different ways.
Instead of playing like everyday type thing, what do you think about something like, they do play a lot of double headers. And,
Yeah.
And what if they started them like 4 o'clock double headers, where you can because it's going to rain, get the first one in, maybe start the second one. You play around that. If you get done early, you get done early. But start a little bit earlier, 2 double headers, and then take a day off between the games instead of every day. Because the everyday thing is a grind. As someone who played, I played 3 sports, so once it got Legion time, it's hot outside. I've been in school. And then the next day, you're like, well, you got to go outside and stand in the heat for 3 hours. You're just like, man, when do I ever get a day off? And then the fact they do play every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. You don't know if they took a couple of weeks off for vacations and stuff like that, if they like that aspect of it. I'm not sure. Good question, Terry.
Yeah, and another thing, we spoke of this last week where they playing, well, sometimes they play 7 innings, next time they play 9 innings. I think that needs to be wiped clean. I don't think you should have a choice.
I think in division it's supposed to be it's all 7.
Yeah,
all
that's
official,
what I'm saying. It should be
7.
all 7. I mean, if you're going to go to that, make it all 7 instead of.
You don't mind going 2 extra innings?
No, it's
when you're out of
nothing.
division?
Well, no. I mean, D-Ray probably would say a difference on that, but
it affects if there is a rain delay or something. You already got 30 minutes out on extra anyway. Then if it does rain, I mean I could see how it turned into 2 hours, but I don't. I like the 9-inning games because it was different anyway, because it's totally different strategy.
It is.
Than the 7.
It is.
But then again, the way they've instituted these pitching rules.
Yeah, that's
And then-
exactly
and
what I
then-
was
Saves
going to say.
pitching.
And then the roster sizes have gotten kind of smaller, so it's turned into I can throw 4 people 1 inning or 2 innings at tops, and that's what everybody's kind of doing, and it's a different type of game, and they've made adjustments and good. I don't know. It's all whatever makes everybody happy. I don't. It's
so there you
baseball.
go. See there, I brought 2 questions in here, and we have no answer. There we go.
Terry, that's how terrible the questions you ask.
Terry's asking the real tough questions.
I would rather see if you hit somebody, you go to second.
Yeah,
Love
God.
that. I'd love
We're
that.
never gonna hear the end of that
I'd
one.
love that one. Yeah, it could do a lot of things. Real quick, I do want to report before we go to break here, JP. Jalen Moore, if you Crest fans, local Shelby folks, Appalachian State fans, you know that name. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. I think there's 6 players or 8 that did that, have done it, that's still in football, but he's the only one that's had it's 4, and I've got the numbers mixed up again. 4 or 6 235-yard plus games. NFL.com released a list of 18 most freakish athletes
Yeah, I saw that.
in college football, and Jalen Moore is on it.
He's the
about
first
that?
running back too.
Yes, yeah, I mean,
Which, I mean, in
he's going to the league.
It
right?
should, yeah. I mean,
be careful up at App. I hope they win. What toilet bowl can we win? The Poinsettia coin. It's a girl. It's a camellia
They're
bowl.
undefeated. They're undefeated.
Yeah.
Undefeated in the Flower Bowl. So congratulations to that.
You can only go and win what they put you in, and they
Yeah.
have.
That's right.
Jeez, basically like a first round. They went from playing 4 FBS or whatever the lower division schools to
But
playing
they're probably
1.
making more money.
Yeah, that one bowl game probably makes
Probably
you.
pays.
Well, that's way more important, Terry. As long as the chancellor and the education.
When they come back and they said, "How are y'all in bowl games?" We're undefeated.
There you go. That's all you got to say.
That's it.
I mean, I'm in no position to ask Jalen Moore how much they're paying him up there, but I mean,
Not
I mean,
enough.
yeah, not a dime, right? He's got some cool T-shirts out of it, and some cold weather,
Yeah.
cold winters. But no, congratulations! I mean, that's awesome. I love to see him make the league. Maybe he's a Panther one day when they need a running back here in the next few years. Y'all are pretty good at running back right now, right? Carson Rams.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, hey, Todd Gurley needs a spell back. Why not?
Freakish athlete. I mean, think about that. I mean, they're just basically saying, yeah, this kid's awesome.
That's it.
We can't wait for him to come out here. All right, JP, let's take a break. You ready? All right, we're going to be back in a few minutes. We're going to talk all kinds of things. We're going to let Terry's wild card moment of the day happen in this round and let him pick the topic that he wants to rant and rave about, whether it's NBA draft. We've got prep football to talk about. We talked a little bit about that. 7-on-7s to talk about. While we're mentioning this block, I'll go ahead and mention those because I did go to the schedule. That was pretty much all I want to talk about prep football. 7-on-7s over in Cam Newton. Shelby, the champions, Terry. The champions of 7-on-7. Kings Mountain made a great showing as well. So did the Burns Bulldogs. Won a bunch of games. Cleveland County showed out very well over there in 7-on-7s. And well, hold on, JP. I want to let Terry rant for a minute because we're going to push this break back a second while I'm on the topic because that's the only other topic I got on that is I did see an article this week and the title of it made me laugh. It said, coaches all think the same about 7-on-7s. And it didn't really say what they all thought the same, but it's just reading it. Terry, what do you get from that?
What do they think?
In this area.
I
think it's different in this area than in other places because I think if you go to – and here's my reason behind it. I laugh because, I don't think coaches like it because you can't call a fullback dive in a 7-on-7.
Yeah. That's why South Point doesn't run the 7-on-7s.
We've seen it. I mean, in our area, we're in this weird part of the world where the option and the triple option, the fullback dive, still reigns supreme. In about 50% of the schools, I would say at least just off the top of my head without even counting. I mean, I guess I can do it scientifically one day and go through the offenses. But Terry, estimate, right?
Well, my whole deal in behind it is
nobody around here passes.
7, yeah,
and nobody
is good for some teams, and bad for others.
Yeah.
That's just as simple as it can be. If you're, like you mentioned, South Point, if you're a team like that, what's 7-on-7 going to do for you?
I'll tell you what it'll do, and I'll tell you what it will do for you. Because when they play Shelby, what's going to happen?
Yeah, you're going to have to
and that's the thing about South Point. What's weird about with that offense throughout the years, historically, all these other teams have tried to run the same offense at South Point. Like, okay, come on, duh. And then so Shelby comes out here and runs. They're going to be running 5 wide. The South Point practice. They've been running against the option and everybody else in Gaston County all year. It's going to be difficult for them to deal with. Now, granted, their offense is going to be hard to deal with as well. But you're right, Terry. It probably doesn't help them much on offense at all. And I guess that's what the coaches are getting at, and that's what I was getting at. You can't call a fullback dive.
No.
Yeah. You can't jump at anybody's knees at the line.
I think it helps the DBs tremendously, just by playing the position. Because
your specialty players.
But because the biggest part about the DB is being in the right spot.
Oh, yeah.
Because, a lot of times you might not have the guy covered. You can't even cover the guy a lot of times. But the quarterback sees that you're out there. He can't throw it.
Yep.
He can't just do it. And if you're in the right position, a lot of times that's all it takes. And, being out there myself as a free safety and calling the strong safety, either one of them calling the defense and not having people in the right spot because, it makes you look bad because, you're the last guy that's supposed to be able to – we're supposed to keep everything in between us. And it's just, I think the 7-on-7s help tremendously in that. But you're right, Terry. If you don't run any passing in the offense, I'm sure that they don't.
Oh, West Lincoln, I'm going to mention them. They did okay. They went to Lenore Ryan on 7-on-7s, and speaking of the coaches, they did well.
But here's another thing.
In that band, and you think of West Lincoln, and I think of like a South Point now. Two different things of running, but West Lincoln is a running team.
Yeah,
and that's what they do all the time.
But here's another thing though. It does help you though. Say with South Point. They do run 5 to 10 pass plays a game, right? So
you have to.
Depending on the quarterback.
Okay, so let's think about that. How much actual practice time once the pads go on do they actually put into that? So if they do play the 7-on-7s, that gives them the timing of, hey, let's do our run fakes. We still got to do our run fakes. Get that quarterback set back because. Okay, when I went over to Bessemer, I went from shotgun spread, whatever, Tim Quarterbaum offense to pretty much that offense, the South Point option type style. And it was totally different steps and totally different timing. Like you were supposed to throw on the run and take this step here and take this step there. It's like it's a balancing act of where you're supposed to be. And I do think it helps with the timing. But I see how the coaches that like to hit people and play some defense, and they're not the offensive line coaches aren't a fan of it, are they, Terry?
No.
The hog mollies, is that what Gettleman called them?
No.
You know how much fun it is to send one of those linemen out on a pass route? They love that.
Ooh, yeah, boy.
And so one thing you had to really mention, if you take South Point and West Lincoln, when they do pass, your outside linebackers, sometimes it catches them off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like we're coming in because we think here comes.
Well, that's the point of it, right?
Yeah,
you're
we're
putting-
running, all of
you're
a sudden,
putting
bam,
8,
I
9,
hit
10
you.
yeah.
And but you're only doing it, and that's where the problem comes in. You're only doing that 5 to 7 times a game.
Yeah.
And you got to guess when it is. So.
Well, like I said, I think it helps with the timing. You know, you've played with different players, good and bad, whatever. Know where they're going. I had there was one tight end we had. I won't mention his name, but if he's run the right route once, it's his first time, Terry. if he went, I hope FedEx didn't hire him. He hadn't run the right route. Poor guy. I love him to death. A good, sweet guy, but he ain't run the right route yet. I love him to death. But so you know, just knowing where you're going, I do think it helps out a ton. Maybe like say if you guys, I would say instead, but South Point West, maybe they don't go to every 7-on-7.
No, they
Play
do not.
one or two, get your time down, do your practice, like you said, do your thing. You know, you don't have to go down to the Cam Newton and play teams that are. You don't have to play Chevy's running 5 wide and try to play with that, but it would help to kind of practice against it if you're looking forward to see them in the playoffs.
And you really think of West Lincoln. I know they went up there, and them guys probably loved that.
Oh, it's.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They were probably dead tired at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know,
The
but
heat
that's
don't
something
help.
they never do, yeah.
That is
Yeah.
one thing. I don't. Yeah. All right, JP. All right, we can go now. Ready? Ready, JP? We can go now. Tom came in here last week, by the way. He started marking on his board. He marked Danica off his board. He didn't know it was up there this whole time. we've got our board of the teams and people we pull for, and Tom came in I guess last week, and he marked Danica Patrick off his list. I guess since she retired, he said he didn't know she was on there, but I'll argue otherwise. All right, JP, you ready to take a break? All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Get ready to explore America with an incredible new RV from Campers NRV of Kings Mountain. We're celebrating our country this July with our Keys to Freedom RV sale. Find unbelievable pricing on top brands like a 2018 Forest River Acadia 29 LT with single slide and double bunks, just $17,495. These deals won't last long. Visit Campers NRV of Kings Mountain to pick up your keys to freedom today. We are the RVer's trusted resource. Exit 8 off I-85. It's the grand reopening new parking lot sale this Saturday, June 30th at Milholland Automotive in Lincoln. Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I would invite you to join the boss as we broadcast live during the grand opening new parking lot sale at Milholland Automotive in Lincoln. We'll be there this Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We'll have free hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. Come by and see Large Marge, the pink Cadillac. Plus, register to win some great prizes, too. And check out the great deals on late model cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Like a 2005 Nissan Pathfinder for only $179 a month. 1999 Dodge Dakota RT, $189 a month. And a 2012 Mazda 3 Touring Edition, $199 a month. Come on in for all the details and check out the full inventory at MilhollandAutomotive.com. But plan now to be there for the grand reopening new parking lot sale this Saturday, June 30th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Milholland Automotive, 423 West Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-736-1000. It's the Fallston Fun Fest this Saturday, June 30th at Fallston Elementary School. There will be food including hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue, pizza, along with ice cream, lemonade, funnel cakes, and more by the Fallston Women's Club, plus music from Dirty Grass Soul. It all starts at 5 o'clock with Dirty Grass Soul playing at 7 p.m. There will also be cakewalks, kids' games, and rides, all followed with a gigantic fireworks show. Pick up this week's What's Up Shopper for a schedule of events. Sponsored by the Fallston Pharmacy on Highway 18 North in Fallston, by Ginger's Garden on Highway 18 North in Fallston, by Harley's Diner and Ice Cream Shop on Highway 18 north of Shelby, by J&D Furniture on North Lafayette Street in Shelby, by Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell, by Stagecoach Ace Hardware on Highway 182 in Lawndale, by Just In Time Plumbing in Kings Mountain, by On The Go Quick Lube and Tire on Fallston Road north of Shelby, and by Weston Sales, Highway 18 north in Vale. So join us this Saturday, June 30th, starting at 5 p.m. for the Fallston Fun Fest, sponsored by the Fallston Women's Club. Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings for Renato Auto Mall Smart Service. What smart service, you say? Smart service is, to put it simple, speed, quality, and competitive pricing. Renato Auto Mall has brought back many of the old-time quality procedures and added some more. You get fast service oil changes, plus tire rotation, plus lube, and then they'll clean your glass and give your car a wash, all while you wait. Now that's smart service, speed, quality, and competitive pricing at Renato Auto Mall, where you get service at a high level of efficiency and speed. Located at 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall.
Acre Enterprises in Cherryville is having a sale on metal roofing. Save big today. 12-foot white, red, or green metal roofing with a 10-year warranty is just $20 a sheet. 12-foot silver Galvalume with 25-year warranty is $20 a sheet. And 21-foot white or green sheets with a 40-year warranty is $50 a sheet. Acre Enterprises with guaranteed low prices. Located at 1220 Shelby Road in Cherryville, right across from Food Line. Online at acrecarports.com.
For 70 years, Harris Funeral Home in Kings Mountain has been serving this area with compassionate, unique, and professional services. Harris Funeral Home in Kings Mountain is independent and family-owned, providing traditional and cremation options as well as package options for all budgets. Harris Funeral Home in Kings Mountain offers personalization options to honor your loved one's memory, such as custom casket cap panels, memorial DVDs, memory portraits, fingerprint, and cremation jewelry. Harris Funeral Home, 108 South Piedmont Avenue, Kings Mountain, celebrating life one family at a time. Online at harrisfunerals.com.
I'll be all right. I don't need 35.8 million. I'll be fine.
On the record.
He is.
Anybody offers it to him, he's gonna say we don't need it.
But 35.9, no, that's where you get
You
me.
hear that, Jesse Cole? Don't offer him $35 million.
Well, he's not technically my boss anymore.
Oh, okay, sorry. The baseball standings. Orioles dead last in baseball. Terry, y'all are in second place for the number one
We're trying
pick.
to catch them.
Second place.
We're having a hard time. They continue to lose. And
Y'all's run differential is minus 155.
Oh God,
guys, if you look
that's
at our
worse than the
lineup-
Orioles.
That's what I'm saying. We've
By
got
30.
30. Same number of games they've been outscored by 30 more runs, and you've somehow won 2 more games than them though. That's all that
Pitching
matters.
and defense, right, Terry?
That's all that matters.
Pitching and defense, because you do have the worst offense in baseball. Runs against.
we only got one hitter.
You got one.
If you,
One.
you want the bad news too, you also have the worst defense in baseball. So
Well, there you go.
You're only on a 1-game losing streak though.
you have the worst offense and defense in baseball, yet the Orioles have it worse. Y'all got some winners on your team, Terry. You got to look at that. Look at it that way.
Yeah, man. You don't have Chris
You got
Davis
some
on your
fighters.
Yeah, at least our coach never went to pull a pitcher after a dude hits a home run, and he's never rounded the bases.
team. That's how you do it. That's
That's
setting a precedent right there.
I don't want to say that's awesome, but that's awesome.
That's great.
That is awesome.
That's great.
It's like
You're done, buddy. He ain't even circled yet, and I'm taking you.
All right,
out.
come on. Come on.
That's how
You don't need to be out here for this.
I'll not forget that. That was one. I mean, a lot of people says, "Well, he's a teetotally butt for going out there doing that." No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's like, buddy,
He's
that's
doing
it.
his job.
Yeah, I'm just getting you before the guy can score.
Was that his only batter, or was that was he? Or
I
had he
cannot
been
remember.
pitching? If it was his only batter, that's very disrespectful. I would kind of say maybe. But if it's come on,
Dudes, I mean,
come here for one game.
that's
It goes out of the park before it lands. I'm standing next to you.
All right.
he's crossing the half line over on third, and the guy's coming towards third. I mean, he hadn't even got there yet. He's already yanking the pitcher.
That's awesome. Yankees in first place with the Boston Red Sox by games behind their tied. Percentage-wise, the Yankees are in first by 0.008%.
Look at the loss column. It all means everything.
For you math fans out there. The Rays are sitting about even, but it seems like the other two are just quite that much better.
Yeah.
In the Central, dumpster fire of the American League Central. Let me get that straight. Cleveland is in first place.
The only
Cleveland's
team
rocking.
only team with a positive run differential in the whole division.
Well, they'll finish. How far are they ahead right now?
8.
They're 8
games. Okay, they'll finish. I'm telling you right now, in this division, Cleveland has nobody below them.
Hey, if Minnesota or Detroit goes on a 10-game win streak, they're back in it.
they're not going to get.
But you know who's
Let me
on?
tell you this. Look at
Detroit's on a 10-game streak, but it's a losing streak.
Yeah, I know, and they're only 8 games out or 10 games out, Terry. Look, if them two switch one 10 games, 7-3 to 10-3, they're right in it. Now, that's not going to happen. I hear you.
Yeah,
No,
Cleveland
it's
going to
not.
win this division by
No,
15 or more.
Oh, easy.
Here's why maybe not. Look at their away record. 17-23. They have a losing record, and it's not a close to. Everyone in that division has a losing record on the road. And they have a very, very good record at home, 27-13. But how do we expect them to keep that type of pace, or both of them revert closer back to the mean? If they come back a little bit and either one of the teams move up 2 games, all of a sudden you're in a 4-game race.
Yeah, the only thing that bothers me with Cleveland there is once you get to the playoff, you have to win, and they're going to be on the road at the start.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Well, you
that's
win your
probably
division.
a downfall.
Well, you win your
you know.
division, at least in the first round, you're going to have home field. The thing with Cleveland is they're going to start their, you're going to get your 2 home games. You're going to have Corey Kluber, and then after that, what does it really matter? You're probably going to win game 1 if you got Corey Kluber on the mound.
I can't. Is that right, Carson? The baseball playoffs, all the divisions get home?
Yeah, in the first round at least. Because you've got the wild card play-in game, and then the wild card plays the lowest seeded, or the division winner with the lowest number of
Right,
wins.
but the 2 other division winners play each other, right?
Yeah.
So someone
So
don't
that
have.
would be
yeah.
going
No,
to.
you're right.
They would be on. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So then they would be. Well, right now you.
I mean, yeah,
the
no.
best record.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Assuming that Cleveland is probably going to be the lowest.
Right. They're gonna have to
Yeah.
go. They're gonna have to go
Go
on the road
to
no matter
somewhere.
what. Basically.
Probably, yeah.
Unless somehow they edge out one of the National League teams that make the World Series, and then or has that already been determined too? I forgot. We got All-Star game to play, don't we?
Yeah.
That hasn't
Well, no,
been-
that doesn't. That doesn't.
do it anymore.
Yeah, no, yeah.
They took that
They
away.
dropped that. Yeah.
So they're like NASCAR, man. They change every rule but the DH rule, so we all play different rules.
And that kind of bothered me because I always liked the All-Star game. Well, at least you're playing for something instead of just having an All-Star game. I mean, it's like the NBA. They're going to score 160, 170 points, both of the teams combined, in that All-Star game. And nobody's really going to play defense until the last 5 minutes, to try to win the game. And that's where Major League Baseball thought when they come in with that, I said, hey, that's cool right here. I mean, you're playing for something that every move that coach would make would determine, are we going to have home field advantage for the playoffs or not? Now you've took that away, so it's just another All-Star game. Why don't you just have a regular old pitcher out there and him throwing about 80 mile an hour and see how many home runs we can hit in
I'll
the
fix
All-Star
the
game?
Well,
All-Star game real quick.
Terry, I'll go ahead and break this news to you. They have this thing called a home run derby.
The day
Well, yeah,
before.
they do, but I mean, you might as well do that in the All-Star game. Let's see how many home runs we can hit.
Well, I got an idea for you on that, Terry. Would this fix it? Major League Baseball makes enough money off the TV deals for the All-Star games and All-Star Weekend and stuff. Why don't the players fight for the gate?
Oh my goodness!
He just can't stand the people
No.
on the field actually making the money, can he, Carson? Instead of the owner making the gate, how about instead of the owner of the field, he makes the gate of the All-Star game, the home run derby, and the weekend before, all that goes into a pool, and then the All-Stars play for it. Winner takes the majority, 75% of it. Loser team gets the rest of it.
Do y'all watch that?
Or the losing team has to donate their earnings to charity. Winner gets to keep theirs. Losers has to donate to charity.
Do y'all watch that home run derby?
Yeah,
Do you really?
Wow.
I do.
Okay.
I watch it now because Chris Berman doesn't do the call anymore, and I couldn't take another year of that. But I like the home run derby since they've jazzed it up and made it time.
Back gone 207.
No lie.
Oh God.
I used to watch it every time. It was an event to where back then there wasn't that many channels or whatever, so it was more of an event to you actually got to see the best home run hitters hit every time. So you're looking at Griffey, Bonds, McGuire, that type stuff, and then you hope they all do. Some of them turn it down now; they don't want to swing.
Well, there's the derby sort of you fall off because that will change your swing if you're out there basically taking glorified BP for a night. That can mess up your swing.
Here's
Maybe
the deal.
they should find a way to shorten it somehow to where
Yeah.
there
you
they
go.
should be. I will agree that
It's 2 hours and it's done.
McGuire was it Pujols, McGuire, whatever, they hit like 20 something, 30 home. Well, then once they got to 30 home runs in a round, you're just like, all right, that's silly.
Well, that's why they. They don't do outs. It's timed. It's timed
right.
rounds now, and you don't have outs per se, but You've got if you hit so many consecutive ones, that'll give you a little more time. If you hit multiple over 450, you get more time. Which hitting
But
two,
wait, you can call timeout.
I know
you
that's,
can.
Yeah, all
It's
that
strategy.
See, all
It's
that's
strategy, Terry.
All that's so confusing. That'll waste the time. How about 3 outs? Hit as many as you can instead of 10 outs. You get 3 outs, go hit. That's what we play baseball for. Let's play 3 outs. I wasn't here to fix the home run derby. I love the home run derby. Terry
like
got
the
us
home
all
run
over here
derby.
trying to fix it.
I don't
Yeah.
like the home
How
run
about this,
derby.
Terry? What
I
if
don't
you had
like the dunk contest
What if you had a pitcher's?
God.
What if you had a pitcher's home run derby too? Shooting them both to 3 outs.
Then Madison
Why don't-
Bumgarner would
why-
win.
Yeah,
it's
why
not even
don't
a
we
competition.
change it? Why
I'm
don't
sure
we
somebody
take?
else would.
No.
Yeah,
No.
compete.
How many
Madison
more people-
Bumgarner would.
Adam Wainwright will hit some out.
A couple, but
See, change it. That's what you need to do. This year,
they're trying to get
it's
Ichiro
not
in
all
it
your
this year.
home run hitters.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Instead of having a 3 or 4 hour,
It's
home
all your
run
pitchers.
all night thing, if you had a 2 hour,
trying to get
event with only
Ichiro in
3
it.
outs, and then you could do pitchers just first. Then that. I like the softball game idea, where they actually play softball. If they wouldn't.
Oh,
I'm
God.
Not going to mess up my swing.
That would
There you go.
they'd kill somebody on the infield.
They can play on a real infield.
They're still. You gonna give them metal bats or wood bats? Yeah.
Hey, metal. That's a big field. You got to think softball field's way shorter than real.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We're not playing on a shortened fence. You're playing on a full size Major League
Yeah.
Baseball field. You gonna give them metal bats or wood bats? I mean, it's an
Metal-
all-star
It's
event.
all-star metal. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna kill an infielder.
We need to change it up. Pitchers 1 year, catchers the next, infielders the next, and then outfielders. If you're going to be in Major League Baseball for a while, you're going to get your opportunity at least twice.
Now I do kind of, Terry, like something you said. I ain't gonna say all that you said. I do like a small piece of what you said. It would be interesting, home run derby wise. Like I said, my ultimate idea is to get it condensed to 3 outs, and that's it. It's just that simple. But going from there, with that in mind, what if you did the 2 best catchers, the 2 best first basemen, the 2 best second short, and all of them went in? I know we do, the shifts and who goes this way. Or
Okay,
that
how
way
would
now.
you determine who's the 2 best?
The highest number of home runs. That's how they do it now.
So for the year.
They just invite whoever's got the most home runs.
Basically, yeah.
That's how they get it in. And then the 3 or 4 guys that say they don't want to do it, they just go down the list and ask the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
I know. That's about like us voting on the NBA All-Star game.
Anytime I try to make Terry think about something, you don't like voting
Well,
on All-Stars?
I don't mind thinking, but a lot of times when you get questions, you got to sit back and let me think about this a minute. It's like disciplined kids. You can either jump to your conclusion and bust them right off the bat, or wait a minute, they could have been something else. The reason you did this.
I mean, the voting on the All-Stars, it's only the starters. I don't. As long as they keep somebody, the people in charge of the baseball and basketball do the reserves, I think it's okay. Like it is what the fans want to see. You'll have the outliers where the guys that have been there for 20 years shouldn't be on the All-Star teams, and some of those that miss because of that. I understand it. Some of that maybe. I don't
Think
know
about
you
how
fix
many
that, but-
baseballs we waste a year. So I mean,
You don't
they
waste a baseball,
ton.
man.
You know
It's
how, You
souvenirs.
know what the average
Listen,
lifespan
souvenirs.
for a baseball is?
Like
Major,
2 pitches.
Major League or just total?
Major
all
League
baseballs?
Baseball, the average span for a baseball,
2 or 3 pitches.
5 to 7.
Yeah.
There you go.
And they're liberal with giving you a new ball.
Yeah, real quick.
You just look at it wrong. I want another one. Must be nice.
Yeah,
Must be nice.
I was watching something the other day talking about it was it was the Sosa stuff brought it up. So you're just going back and watching some interviews, and they've been talking to him this week and all that, and for the guys like Bud Selig and the owners and stuff to trash Sammy the way they have. Now Sammy's made mistakes and done things wrong, but they all made a lot of money on that. Sammy
they
Sosa
did.
also is the only player to hit 60 home runs 3 times.
He was also never really there was never any positive test results. He was always linked to stuff.
He says he's never tested positive in Major League Baseball, but he's tested positive, I think, in minor leagues and overseas or something like that.
Yeah, at that point, who cares?
But Major League Baseball's never caught him.
Yeah.
Is his argument. But either way, whatever his argument is, it's not like that. First of all, they were the only people doing it. You can look across baseball and everybody's doing it. At some point, it's a matter of everybody's taking something, and I'm sure they are. Everyone's taking something now. At some point, they're going to say half the people take it now in 5 years is going to be illegal. I mean, that's how it's gradually worked. Everything you took, you started taking this powder, this whatever. At some point, it got changed. That's why McGuire got caught up on it. So they said, you shouldn't be taking steroids and stuff. He shifted when him and Canseco split ways into other types of things that did the same type of stuff, but that weren't illegal. So when they found the andro, it wasn't against any rules and it wasn't illegal. So they turned it into a few years later, and then he's admitting he's doing this. But he was taking the actual steroids. He was doing the needle injections early with Canseco. So everybody's doing it. That error, it is a tough thing to talk about. But going into today's era, you're talking about those baseballs, how they've changed the baseballs. It seems like to me,
they have
that, and a lot of people say the home runs and the stats were kind of ruined anyway because of the 80s and 90s or early 2000s baseball. So, are they trying to juice up more home runs with this type of baseball that they're trying to do, get more runs? Because these guys shift, and there's nobody on the left side of the field, and Terry, we're not hitting backside.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to hit it over the 5 people. It's turned into like almost softball games. It's turned out, but with strikeouts in a lot of this.
Yeah.
So is this Major League Baseball's fault by this baseball that they've changed and introduced, and they're trying to get more home? Are they trying to recreate this era without saying everyone's on steroids? But I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Comment?
Well,
kind of even don't know what I'm asking you, really.
Well, I mean, you're
Sorry,
speaking of guys not hitting on the backside. That bothers me because,
Right.
and the reason I'm gonna tell you
That's
the
the easiest
reason.
thing to do, I think.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the reason it bothers me. Can you not bunt?
Well, that's Joey.
I mean, come on,
Joey Gallo.
bunt it over there.
Joey Gallo bats, he'll be lucky if he hits 210, 220. And he's a guy who they do that to. They put the super shift on for him.
4 infielders on it.
And he finally, the other day, he finally did it. He finally bunted it to nobody at third base. And you got to stand in ovation.
That's what I'm saying. How hard is that? Freddie Freeman's the same way.
Freddie Freeman, my whole thing with Freddie Freeman is if you watch him in batting practice, why do you put a shift on? Because he can hit it anywhere. It's not like he is a guy, I mean, maybe, he has more, he'll pull it a little bit, but he's not a ridiculous, you don't need to put a David Ortiz shift on for him.
Yeah.
I mean, Freddie Freeman can go backside just as well as anybody. I mean, his swing might not be, a camp swing where it looks beautiful, but it's obviously effective. So, I mean, my whole thing with that is, I mean, the shift is its own thing, but I mean, going back to the baseballs, you're not only seeing it, I think, in home run numbers, but spin rate on baseball,
Right.
on breaking balls. I mean, breaking balls, it looks like breaking balls are breaking more now than we've ever seen. Guys are throwing harder than we've seen now.
You can definitely tell. I mean, they were mad at Clemens when he went from 95 to like 98 and stuff and started accusing him of steroids. Now every single reliever throws 100.
Well, that was
come on,
Charlie
what's
Charlie
going
Morton.
on?
Charlie Morton goes from Pittsburgh and is basically a replacement level player.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to Houston and now he's touching like high 90s. His slider moves 2 more inches. There's something up.
Yeah, and who was the guy from Cincinnati? And I can't think of his name, but he's a pitcher. And this past week, he threw so many pitches over 100 mile an hour. And it was like, over and above what he should. And I cannot remember how it was. Either 8 to 15 pitches that he threw that was over 100.
Here's my question I was getting about the backside hitting. How is people not hitting more? If everybody's throwing 100, all I gotta do is drop the barrel. It's almost like chipping on a golf course. If people have ever played both, backside hitting is not that hard. It's actually very.
It's just
easy.
throwing a club head out.
Yeah, you drop the barrel and just swing a little bit later, and you got a base hit. And
well, that's what happened last night. I mean, Taylor Hicks for the Cardinals. He's probably one of the hardest throwers in the league right now. And last night, that's exactly what Johan Camargo did. He went backside, took it into left center field. No problem. It's a 2 RBI double, and that's exactly what you're talking about. Somebody who stayed with the ball and isn't trying to do too much.
National League so much better right now than the American League. It seems like that you got those 3 or 4 teams that are in the American League. We talked about it last week. There's only like 6 teams that are in the running.
I think the upper echelon of the AL is probably better than the upper echelon of the NL.
You also got to remember they have to have an extra batter too.
Yeah,
that they get to spend $20 million or whatever they want on.
Yeah.
But looking at the home away splits, Braves good on both home and away. Phillies are not, however. Nationals have a losing record at home, winning
They
record
scored
away.
like 20 runs last night.
Brewers.
I think it's going to change as you go on during the season. Washington, they'll
Terry,
end up being above
Terry,
500.
you keep saying
home.
that,
So
man, and
they
I'm
will.
waiting for it.
Brewers,
I'm waiting
Cubs,
for
and
it.
Cardinals all have winning records home and away. Pirates, even at home, just 3 games under away, so they're close. And then out west, the top 2 teams, Diamondbacks and Dodgers, are 500 or better, home and away. And San Francisco's way good at home and way bad away. So they're the opposite. They're about what a lot of teams are on the average. Talking Cardinals and Braves, I've said it all year. I think the Cardinals are, if you said the top 5 teams are not, but they're somewhere between 6 and 15, depending on what day it is, who's hot. They need that extra bat. I don't know about the pitching.
Well, I mean, you're spending this whole season without Luke Gregerson, Lions. That's a couple real big keys to their bullpen. And last night I texted you guys. I mean, Mike Matheny brought in Greg Holland. I mean, it showed his splits as he came in against lefties. They bat 200. Against righties, they bat over 350 against Greg Holland. What does he do? He brings him in to face Dansby Swanson, and he gets an RBI single.
So let me tell you about Mike Matheny. He hadn't won a World Series, right?
No.
I want to make sure I say it. Okay, so
Not as a manager.
Matheny, if you I don't know if you've read it or whatever, but he doesn't umpire by the statistics.
That doesn't surprise me.
Did you know? You didn't.
That
know
doesn't surprise me.
So you remember LaRussa and all these books?
Yeah.
They used to have. So they pretty much lined the dugout with books. Now they do it on tablets or whatever. But him and Dave Duncan had notes on everybody, the splits on everybody, the percentages on what they do. Matheny umpires by feel. Now he's got a couple guys with a couple notebooks, but he said it over and over. Like they were talking about when some of the players, when the batters struggle or whatever. He'll say, well, I like this guy in this situation. I just kind of felt that. And, of course, the writers and everything question him, and they'll do exactly kind of what you did. They'll bring up the splits. He probably didn't even know.
No, there's no way.
I'll tell you that, Carson. He didn't know that when he brought him in last night. He thought he was going to come in third.
Do you like a coach that just goes by the book?
I mean, you've got to find the happy medium.
I don't.
You do.
But
you got to find the happy medium.
You can't look at it and say they're batting 400 off of him.
Yeah, and you
I
can't.
feel good about this one, boys.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I mean, yeah, you've got to know your players enough to like realize when they're effective against one certain guy or they have a history against somebody or something like that.
He had faith in it. Yeah,
yeah, and that I mean, we laugh about it, but yeah, you do have to have faith in your players.
That's what he's doing.
But at a certain point, you have to be smart enough to look at numbers and say, okay, this is the precedent.
What was the score when he brought him in?
It was either 2-0 or 3-0.
So it was kind of a crucial.
It was a game. I mean, it was a game at that point, and that broke it open. That broke it wide open.
Put it this way: if he got fired tomorrow, and they named Yadier player manager, I would not complain at all.
I'm sure you wouldn't.
Might throw a party. Because as soon as Yadier retires, bye, Mikey. He's
gonna pull the Jason
Yadier's
Kidd.
moving into the front office.
He's gonna have 3 months off and then come back as a manager.
I mean, that's what we all want, really. We wanted Okendo actually to follow LaRussa. The fans, I think, really wanted Jose Okendo too. He's been first or third base coach or hitting base coach. He's been there forever. I don't know if I mention a couple weeks ago when he passed. Ren Shandiz, did I bring him up a couple weeks ago?
I don't think so.
I don't think I did.
No.
I got mixed up there. Ren Shandiz passed away a couple weeks ago. If you're a Cardinals fan, you know that name is Shandiz. It's not even spelled nowhere even like how I just said it. It's spelled like Schoendeist.
Really? That's literally what I thought it was. I had never heard it read. I had
never heard it pronounced.
I've only ever seen it on paper or like playing video games.
Shandies,
I always thought it was Schoendeist. I'll be honest.
It is not Schoendeist. So
I learned something today.
So every
I'll take
time
it.
I've been to St. Louis in my life, I'm 35, I have seen him on the baseball field. So he's always pretty much had some type of, whether it's an official role or an honorary role as a coach and player, manager, he run the team at some point. I mean, he's done everything except on the team, and he died at of course I didn't bring the number up. I had it a couple weeks ago. In his 90s, and he was still hitting fungos. Okay, so
that's awesome.
He loved the team. He's the definition of the team.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Red. So that'll tell you. I'll find the picture of it somewhere. I'll show Carson them. But they got a seat up there in the press box for him now, right behind home plate. He's just got his little nameplate there, sitting up there next to the broadcaster. So That's where he kind of spent his last few years sitting up in the booth during games and everything. But the Cardinals Nations will miss him. Yeah, but what I was getting at, there's guys like him, like Okendo had spent, plenty of tons of time as a coach, and a lot of people thought he should get it. When Matheny got it, wasn't that bad of a move. We thought, when a catcher gets named, because we thought he's a really good, really smart catcher, kind of, I guess, kind of like with Yadier. Yeah. But when a catcher gets named, that's probably not a bad idea. And I don't think he's done terrible, but he hasn't won anything yet. And I don't know if that's totally. We haven't really had a star since Pujols left, and it's been Matt Carpenter's show, and he's not. I've never looked at him and thought he was a stud.
It's ironic that Matheny is a guy who doesn't really delve into numbers, and Matt Carpenter is like one of the most numbers-wise players you'll find. He's a guy who literally basically changed the way he played to suit that role. As you said, like when Albert Pujols left, he realized, okay, I've got to do these things. I have to change. My average is going to drop, but I'm going to try and I'm going to get on base probably about the same. I'm going to swing at less pitches. I'm going to get more walks. My average is going to go down. I'm going to have more home runs, and I'm going to try and make up for some things. And I think Matt Carpenter is probably one of the more slept-on players in the league, to be honest.
He was. I think he's also one of the. He kind of defines this type of generation of baseball. Exactly what Carson just said. He went from, this
contact hitter,
this type of player to something else, and it's like he's trying too hard to me. Is what it looks like.
Well, I mean,
by hitting all those home runs.
What help does he have? I mean, he needs help. That's
right.
I think that's his main thing.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I've been saying. Like Yadi, when they got Yadier batting fourth or fifth or third, that's not really. He goes in the sixth hole. Yeah. And stay there and knock runs in and get the guys that get on base. He's probably one. Everybody, his defense is outstanding, but he's one of the most clutch hitters they've ever had. And I can't say enough about him. They hadn't won a World Series without him. I'll say that. Did you know that, Terry? We'll give Pujols all the credit. They didn't have Yadier. They all love him. All right, JP, we do got to take a break. We're way behind on that. Any other baseball? We do got Braves and Cardinals baseball this weekend on WCSL 1598.
It's a day game today, right?
Today, but we've got NASCAR racing today. So we will not have. Well, I think we got Braves tomorrow, maybe. I'll get the exact schedule in just a minute. But they do play Cardinals this weekend. First place Braves. They are up by 3 games on the fields, 4 on the Nationals. Terry says, "Here comes the Nationals."
They'll be there.
Brewers are in first in the Central. Cubbies and Cardinals in the Central. Then Arizona, Dodgers, and Giants. Can Bumgarner push this team over the edge and make this run for the Giants?
No.
Terry says no.
It's an even year, Terry. Come on, have some faith.
No.
Carson?
I mean, if the Giants make a push, it'll be for a wild card spot. I think that division's gonna be Diamondbacks or the Dodgers. I think you're gonna have 2 teams out of the West, maybe 3 if you get lucky. I think it'll be. I mean, it's interesting. The past couple of years, it seems like Arizona's been off to good starts, but they haven't really been able to stay with it.
Only thing I think, if the Giants decide to do one of them unnatural things like they did in the World Series, bring Bumgarner in pitching every 3 days.
He can do it, man. As long as he doesn't, go riding a 4-wheeler.
They're 8-2 in their last 10.
That's not bad.
Hey, that's not bad.
So runs scored is they're slightly behind the Dodgers and Diamondbacks, and they've given up more than them. But if they get that pitching going, they could slightly change. All right. Here we go. Let's take a break, JP. We'll be back in a few minutes. We've got, let me look down my list of stuff, NFL to talk about, Terry. We've got Cowboys, Panthers, Rams, Brownies, Jameis Winston. We're gonna relook over our list over here, so if we want to make any changes.
Why do we keep talking about the Cleveland Browns?
Because they're gonna be better than Dallas and the Panthers this year.
What team did you leave out of that one?
Just like I sent out. If they win one game,
wait a minute,
they had a better year than last.
I'm going to put an asterisk on Carson's little commentary. If Todd Gurley sprains his ankle, the Browns are going to be better than the Rams.
Okay.
All right, so we got NBA talk about, Dirk, LeBron, Hornets, and my super theory of what's going on with Cup Check in the game. Major League Baseball. One thing we did forget about a couple of notes. What about the dead guy in Atlanta, Carson? What's going on there?
They played the game the same day. Apparently, it was a third-party contractor. He wasn't hired by the team or the field.
So you don't know this?
No.
Okay, so they basically they found a dead body in a freezer at SunTrust Park, and it was he was identified as like a third-party contractor, a guy who doesn't work for the Braves or for the park. They still don't really know how we got there, or obviously all the
saw the story.
circumstances.
He was installing an invention that he made to make the taps run faster or something like that.
Was it?
Into one of them? Yeah.
Okay, see, I didn't see all that.
And he got locked in the in the background of the freezer, or whatever, behind the thing.
Weird. That is very weird.
Okay. My family used to have a gas station. We had a big walk-in freezer. It's got a giant glow-in-the-dark safety button that you just push and the door pops open. Is this not a thing that exists anymore?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Should it not?
Child safety trunks? I don't know. I guess as an outsider, as a Braves fan, funny thing is they thought they was moving out of a bad neighborhood. Now they got a dead body in
Cobb County. Cobb County's rough, man.
Cobb County's full of dead bodies at the ballpark.
Man,
all those travel ball teams, man. One of those dads was just like, Ricky needs to pitch today.
Oh gosh. One quick, real quick note. We're about to take a break here, JP. Just give me a second. Tim Tebow named Class AA All-Star. What do you think about that? And are we going to see him in the fall?
We'll talk about that later.
I'm talking about now, Terry. We got 60 seconds. That's what I was just asking. 60 seconds.
We're talking.
What are his numbers? That's what I want.
It was like 240 or 230 something.
Ugh.
His average is 240,
Ugh.
and he's made the All-Star.
Well, I mean, average it.
I guess it's all about Tim Tebow. That's all it is.
Hey,
it's
man,
the name.
There's
the
not
name
a lot of
bring people.
There's not a lot of things going on up in Binghamton.
And don't get me wrong, I like what the guy does.
90% of professional teams are not doing nothing but selling hot dogs and T-shirts, Terry. They're not trying to win.
Okay.
But he made the All-Star team.
And he'll be back on ESPN this fall calling college football games. Don't worry about it.
Tim Tebow named Eastern League All-Star. In 67 games, he's hit 260, 12 doubles, 5 home runs, 30 RBIs,
260.
733 OPS, and hitting 318 in June. Hit 320, Terry, in June.
Okay, I'm proud.
Is that not All-Star material?
That's all I gotta say. Huh? I guess the name, man. That's all it is.
On average, the other
bring people. If he comes, they'll come.
Here you go. On average, the other All-Stars are hitting 288 with 9 home runs. He's got 261 with 5 home runs.
There you go.
Who's going to sell the most T-shirts at that game?
He will.
Okay.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. And all kind of little balls and hats and everything else they'll be out here wanting him to sign.
Carson, you better be careful for the Braves trade for him and make a push for the playoffs. All right, we're going to be back in just a minute. JP, we're ready now. We're ready. We're going to be back just a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Get ready to explore America with an incredible new RV from Campers Inn RV of Kings Mountain. We're celebrating our country this July with our Keys to Freedom RV sale. Find unbelievable pricing on top brands like a 2018 Forest River Acadia, 29 LT with single slide and double bunks, just $17,495. These deals won't last long. Visit Campers Inn RV of Kings Mountain to pick up your keys to freedom today. We are the RVer's trusted resource. Exit 8 off I-85.
Dr. John L. Cloninger III of Lincolnton will brighten your smiles with professional cosmetic dentistry and smile enhancement procedures for everyone. Even Duke fans will smile at the work of this Tar Heel. The office of Dr. John L. Cloninger III is located at 904 Doncha Drive. For an appointment, call 704-735-0765. That's 704-735-0765. And John III says best wishes to all high school athletes.
Maybe a punctuation mark on a career night.
It's the Red, White, and Blue Sale, Tuesday, July 3rd and Wednesday, July 4th at Country Camping Corner in Kings Mountain. I'm Calvin Hastings. I want to invite you to join the boss as we broadcast live during this special 2-day event. Come out and register to win some great prizes and save thousands of dollars on famous name brand campers. We'll kick it off Tuesday, July 3rd with the American Red Cross Bloodmobile from 2 until 6 p.m. We'll have free Subway sandwiches, chips, and drinks from Subway of Boger City. And then we'll be back Wednesday, July 4th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. with free Dairy Queen hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. So make plans to be there. Come on out both days if you can and shop and save on your new camper. All during the Red, White, and Blue sale, Tuesday, July 3rd and Wednesday, July 4th. At Country Camping Corner, located at 101 Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass intersection in Kings Mountain. When you need service on your automobile, do what I do and what most people around this area do. They take it to Rick's Automotive in Cherryville. They do it all at Rick's Automotive in Cherryville. Rick Walker and his staff is dedicated at providing you the best in automotive care, from an oil change to a tune-up to a full set of tires. It's Be sure to check out their tire specials before you buy. That's Rick's Automotive, 1001 East Main Street in Cherryville. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Just call 704-435-3801 for Rick's Automotive in Cherryville. Here's good news from Gaston Reynolds. Rent your equipment over July 4th and get an extra day free. Pick up your equipment on July 3rd and then return it July 5th. Get the 4th of July free. You'll find tools and equipment for the home handyman to the corporate businessman. Plus, they have bouncy houses along with wedding or corporate event tents. Visit your nearest location in Gastonia, Shelby, Hickory, or Morrisville Lake Norman. For contact information, visit them online at GastonReynolds.com.
Custer strong in his red and white Ford Mustang on the outside lane.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Ryan Blaney is way loose.
NASCAR's next generation of drivers.
Oh, he almost throws it away. And here's Custer to the inside.
Aim to steal the spotlight in Chicagoland.
Up the racetrack he goes. Right across the nose of Blaney.
The Overton's 300.
Blaney cuts back to the bottom and retakes the spot off two.
Saturday at 3 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Overton 300, Saturday, June 30th at 3 p.m. on Carolina Country, 1590 AM WCSL, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. Get ready to explore America with an incredible new RV from Campers NRV of Kings Mountain. We're celebrating our country this July with our Keys to Freedom RV sale. Find unbelievable pricing on top brands like a 2018 Forest River Acadia, 29 LT with single slide and double bunks, just $17,495. These deals won't last long. Visit Campers NRV of Kings Mountain to pick up your keys to freedom today. We are the RVer's trusted resource. Exit 8 off I-85.
I'm Lon Helton, inviting you to join me as I count down the week's top 30 with my co-hosts Dan and Shay, who are on the road with Rascal Flatts.
Gary has been so kind to us, and me and him have spent many long nights talking.
They had a sleepover, actually,
We did,
the first
yeah.
night of the tour.
That's Dan and Shay this week on Country Countdown USA.
Country Countdown USA, Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country, 1590 AM WCSL, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. Here's good news from Gaston Reynolds. Rent your equipment over July 4th and get an extra day free. Pick up your equipment on July 3rd and then return it July 5th. Get the 4th of July free. You'll find tools and equipment for the home handyman to the corporate businessman. Plus, they have bouncy houses along with wedding or corporate event tents. Visit your nearest location in Gastonia, Shelby, Hickory, or Morrisville Lake Norman. For contact information, visit them online at GastonReynolds.com.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you can get it all at Pat's Drive-In in Cherryville. Pat's Drive-In opens for breakfast Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Lunch and dinner served till 8 p.m. For breakfast, there's bacon, sausage, liver mush, gravy biscuits, and pancakes. For lunch and dinner, all of your favorite sandwiches, including Lotta Burgers, chicken tender plates, and Big Chef salad and chicken salad. Before the game or after the game, it's Pat's Drive-In, 604 West Church Street in Cherryville. Call 704-435-8833.
It's the Fallston Fun Fest this Saturday, June 30th at the Fallston Elementary School. There will be food including hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue, and pizza, along with ice cream, lemonade, funnel cakes, and more by the Fallston Women's Club, plus music from Dirty Grass Soul. It all starts at 5 o'clock with Dirty Grass Soul playing at 7 p.m. There will also be cakewalks, kids' games, and rides, all followed with a gigantic fireworks show. Pick up this week's What's Up Shopper for a schedule of events. Sponsored by Terminex on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, by Weston Sales, Highway 18 North in Vale, by Real Talk in downtown Fallston, by Southern Equipment Rentals and Sales on the Fallston Road north of Shelby, by Top's Pizza Factory in Fallston, right across from the Dollar General, by the Stamey Tysiger Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Fallston, by Mitchum's Kitchen, Highway 27 West in Vale, and by Oliver's Hardware and Garden Center, Highway 18 north of Shelby. So join us this Saturday, June 30th, starting at 5 o'clock for the Fallston Fun Fest, sponsored by the Fallston Women's Club. Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings for Renato Auto Mall Smart Service. What smart service, you say? Smart service is, to put it simple, speed, quality, and competitive pricing. Renato Automall has brought back many of the old-time quality procedures and added some more. You get fast service oil changes, plus tire rotation, plus lube, and then they'll clean your glass and give your car a wash, all while you wait. Now that's smart service, speed, quality, and competitive pricing at Renato Automall, where you get service at a high level of efficiency and speed. Located at 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall.
Terry, off the top of your head.
Dallas.
No.
Oh.
Carson, wait to hear the question.
I was going to say, yeah, I want to hear the question now.
Who has the best receiving core in the NFL?
Anybody but Dallas.
That's exactly what I was about to ask, so I didn't make that up on the spot. Terry, Dallas, no.
Best receiving core.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm gonna give it
with Atlanta Falcons.
I'm gonna give y'all both an answer that I bet neither of y'all are gonna pick.
Atlanta Falcons.
I mean, yours is obvious.
No, they don't have the best receiving core.
Better than Dallas.
Well, they might be better than
Yeah,
Dallas.
but
we also have a running back that y'all do not have.
Better than the Panthers.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah. You know, hey, you want to hear the right answer?
Might be better than Rams too. I don't even know who y'all got.
I'm not even gonna say the Rams.
Better than Rams, yeah, they're better than Rams.
No, calm down.
Cooper Kupp is not.
Calm down.
Cooper Kupp.
Calm down. Calm down.
Who is y'all's wide receivers? See,
We got Robert Woods, but that was gonna be my answer. Is where Sammy Watkins ended up. Is gonna be Kansas City because they've got Sammy Watkins, they've got Tyreek Hill, they got Travis Kelce. They've got options. Whether or not Patrick Mahomes, whether or not Patrick
Kelce, we're not counting Kelce. I said wide receivers. Wide receivers. I want wide receivers.
Are we gonna play the Gronkowski game where we can figure out whether he's actually a wide receiver?
His big butt's a tight end.
How often does he block in a game? How many plays does he block?
He's the best blocker in the NFL, not named Jason Witten.
Okay. Right.
Ain't he, Terry?
He is.
Right.
But wide receivers. I'm talking XYZ best wide receivers.
Yeah, Chiefs. I'm gonna go Chiefs.
He's still got Chiefs. Terry, who you got?
I got Atlanta Falcons.
You think he's gonna play this year? What do you think Julio's doing?
I think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to.
I think it is weird. I mean, he's 2 years into a 5-year deal.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a little much.
I don't. Here's your next question. I want to ask y'all.
All right.
Why, in the world, do you sit back and you got a 5-year deal and you're questioning what it is after 2 years and you're wanting more money? Come on,
Terry.
guys. Why'd you sign that?
I don't think it's necessarily Julio Jones's idea to do all that. I think it's his agent's idea. Because 9 times out of 10. I mean,
Julio wasn't playing good when they cut him.
Julio Jones. Julio Jones.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Well,
he's doing the same thing back to them that they would do to him.
I think if you're, unless you're next to your last year, shut up and play the game.
Well, and like to say, I think that's what he probably wants to do. But his agent is the one that's looking out for him, looking out in his, quote unquote, best interest. I think Julio Jones, if it were left up to his devices, he'd be out there probably with his teammates right now, just like Aaron Donald would be with the Rams. But Aaron Donald, just like Julio, those are probably your 2 best players at their, specific positions.
Pay me now.
I mean, why not? Does he not earn it, if anybody else?
Yeah, but you're the one that signed your initial
remember, Carson,
on that
Terry
contract.
Don't like players getting paid for any reason whatsoever.
Terry sides with the billionaires instead of the millionaires.
Every time.
Must be nice.
I'm the one paying you. Come on.
You're not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Terry's putting money in Julio Jones' pocket. We don't even know about it.
Julio is 8th highest paid in the NFL. I guess he is on.
He's in the top 10. There we go. And he's complaining already that I need to be up around. Who's at the top? Antonio Brown. Hey, he's pretty good.
Mike Evans.
Yeah. So
DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, there you go. Sammy Watkins. There's your boy Jarvis Landry. I mean, I don't know how you give Devontae Adams that much money, to be honest. I don't.
He's getting $14.5 million this year. Randall Cobb's down there at 10. So, Mr. Rogers, when he starts complaining about not having help, he's got 2 of the top 20 paid receivers in the NFL at $25 million in wide receivers.
One of your best wide receivers so far down, Larry Fitzgerald. It's
Yep.
unreal.
Yep.
And he's not out here complaining, I need more money. He could overslap half of them guys that's in front of him. He might end up being second or third on that whole list. And look how far down he is.
I mean, Larry Fitzgerald's probably a top 5 wide receiver of all time. Really?
He's 17th paid this year, behind Emmanuel Sanders and right ahead of Randall Cobb. Then the Jaguars got 2 at 18 and 20. Dante Moncrief and Marquise Lee. Their top paid wide receiver Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, and DeAndre Hopkins, Sammy Watkins, and Jarvis Landry. Right now, Jarvis Landry's making Josh Gordon's money, and they're about to switch here. In so, we'll see that in about 2 or 3 years. But I feel great about the Browns wide receiver core.
You should. I mean, I'll give it to him. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, and when I look at stuff like this, I get so aggravated. I do. Because you come back, and it's like NFL quarterbacks when Tom Brady's down around 10th to 15th, and he's way better than half the people you name. And then you got an elite up at the top that's got a losing record. I mean, I don't know. I get so aggravated when I see stuff.
The whole thing with football money. It's not like baseball money where you'll have one precedent set and it'll last for years and years. Every offseason, somebody is the highest paid at their position or the highest paid ever. The record breaks itself, it seems like, every offseason.
So Tom Brady is 16th in the NFL.
I was going to say.
Right behind our own Cameron Newton. So Cam's getting paid more than Tom, Terry. You agree with that? We'll go up the list, Terry.
Look at the player. Also, look at the player.
Be paid more than Tom.
Look at the player right behind Tom Brady.
No.
Should Phillip Rivers be paid more than Tom?
No.
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning's beat him twice.
Yeah,
I know,
but he's beat him twice. But he's not.
I agree with you, but I think
he has beat him twice.
I think that's how you earn that money.
Here's the difference in me saying that he's shouldn't be like a Hall of Famer. Eli Manning should be a Hall of Famer because he beat Tom Brady twice.
Yeah, he's the only.
I
NFC
think,
East, the only division.
When I don't think Tom has solidified the greatest of all time at quarterback at all, because he does have some huge holes in his resume, and it's not even BB sized holes. They've got some pretty big holes in it. The whole twice cheating scandal,
and I think
then the football scandal, if you want to call that a cheating scandal. Which, as a quarterback, I definitely would, because you can not only can the receivers catch a lighter ball, if Tom's got grip issues, you can squeeze it better. And that's one of my things. I can barely hold an NFL ball.
He smashed his phone. That doesn't look good.
Smashed his phone.
That doesn't look good. I don't care who you are.
Videotaping and all this. So you got all that. Now, look at the wins. So he's got 5 wins. What's his biggest blowout? Overtime. The only overtime game in Super Bowl history is Tom Brady's biggest blowout. He's won 3-3, 4-4, and 6 are his wins. He's never beat a team by more than a touchdown in a Super Bowl. Joe Montana beat 2 teams by a combined 60. Troy Aikman beat a team by 35. Everybody that's going to be on that list of the greatest quarterbacks ever that's won a Super Bowl, not counting, Breeze, they won their Super. They didn't win by 3. Aaron Rodgers didn't win by 3. But there's a lot of holes in that with Tom Brady. And I'm not saying he's not good, but there's a lot of holes in that. Hey, if people that just say he's the GOAT for that, I don't know.
See, my whole case with Tom Brady, and I get a lot.
Belichick in the defense. I do want to mention.
Well, yeah, no, that's basically what I'm getting to. And I get a lot of weird looks when I say this, but I think Tom Brady is essentially the best system quarterback ever.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
everybody
the number. Yeah, but believe me, I say that to some people. And
now, if you said that, now Joe Montana fans, people who used to argue against Joe, would say the exact same thing. Was that Joe didn't go out there and just sling it around the field like, hey, we got to stop that. But Jerry Rice made it look like that.
Well, you want to know why? Because they literally brought the offense from Jerry Rice's college to the NFL. Bill Walsh showed up at Mississippi Valley State or whatever it was and said, hey, they're throwing the ball at this guy 40 times a game. That's not a bad idea because he's really good.
Here's something else when I look at this list. You take your top 5. Not a one of them have won a Super Bowl.
Only one of them's got to one.
Only one of them's won a playoff game.
Right.
Well, no, Jimmy Garoppolo's won. He's got rings.
He's got rings. He didn't participate.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Rising almost won a playoff game.
Well, here's another thing that I look at.
Cousins hasn't won a playoff game.
I don't think so.
When I look at that list, also
Matt Stafford definitely hadn't.
Matt Ryan, your top
He's
quarterback.
made the Super Bowl.
Well, it's
And if
not
his
the point of
and if his
this.
defense wasn't
The
terrible, he
son of
would've won the
gun
Super
has
Bowl.
a losing record in the playoffs, and he's your top quarterback of all time.
That's not all time.
Nah.
It's this year.
Well, I'm talking about on
Pay
this
scale.
list.
Pay
I'll
scale.
Right,
Yeah,
pay
Matt
scale
Ryan's
right
the
now.
highest
getting
paid
paid.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins
And he's got a
second.
losing record.
Garoppolo's third, Stafford fourth, Derek Carr fifth. Then Drew.
All you got to
Brees
do
is
is
sixth.
lose, guys, and they'll give you money.
Andrew Luck hadn't played in 2 years, and
Yeah.
he's seventh.
That's not a bad deal.
Alex Smith eighth, Joe Flacco ninth, and Aaron Rodgers 10th.
But
Here's where your winners start happening. Let me read the next four. 10th at Aaron Rodgers, 11th Russell Wilson, 12th Ben Roethlisberger, 13th Eli, 14th Phillip Rivers, then Cam Newton, then Tom Brady. There's a stretch.
And Tom Brady's below
There's a
Cam.
stretch where everybody's went to the Super Bowl with Phillip.
And the two guys right under Tom Brady are exactly the names you would think of: Sam Bradford and Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, that's where they should be. Yeah. So there's your quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield's getting. Let's see, Nick Foles. He getting paid more than Carson Wentz. Hey, at least that's right.
Yeah, man.
And Baker Mayfield is
So
right
where's
behind
Dak Prescott?
Dak's only getting like $400,000 a year.
Yeah, he's still on his
See
rookie
there?
deal.
He's not
yeah.
supposed to win. So if we lose, it's not a big deal in Dallas.
It's what you call a team. It's what you call a team-friendly
Terry,
deal.
Here's everyone who's getting paid more than Dak Prescott.
All right.
Cardale Jones.
Yeah, think about some
Bryce
of these.
Petty, Joshua Dobbs, Connor Cook, Matt McGlowan, Brandon Whedon is still
McGlowan.
getting paid more than Dak Prescott.
How old is
Kyle
Brandon Whedon?
Lauletta, Tyler Bray, Sean Mannion, Cody Kessler, Jacoby Brissett, Brock Osweiler, David Fells, Austin Davis, C.J. Beathard, Davis Webb, Mason Rudolph, E.J. Manuel, Geno Smith, Joe Webb is getting paid more than everybody I just named.
Well, he earns it, man,
on
more than
special
any of
teams.
them. Yeah.
RG3, Matt Castle, Deshaun Kaiser, Ryan Griffin, Tom Savage, Brian Horter, Matt Barkley, Blaine Gabbert.
And think about how many
Landry
of them
Jones,
are
Lamar
no
Jackson,
starter.
Paxton Lynch, about everyone I've said. Colt McCoy, Drew Stanton, Ryan Fitzpatrick. It'd make it a lot easier if they just put a number on it beside it. And Chad Henne. Then you get Deshaun Watson, who's
Chad
the starter.
Henne's still. I'm just seeing guys that I'm like, man, these guys.
They're
are
in the
still,
league.
They're still in the league.
And then you get all the backups and rookies in that class before you start getting into the starters. But yeah, there's about 25 people that's getting paid that aren't starting and getting paid more than Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
he's a starter. That's the reason he needs to get paid.
Team-friendly deal.
If the Cowboys cannot win with him,
We're not going to lose nothing.
Well, no. Let me,
That's what I'm saying.
if the Cowboys cannot win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott at quarterback because of A, the young and talented line, B, the young and talented running back, and if Jerry Jones is smart and right, he'll do the cap space and spend it all on defense the rest of this time. Because he's going to have some money until Dak's going to get paid in 2 years. He's got to get it done now, and if
Yeah.
they don't,
I agree.
they're going to be paying Dak what everybody else is getting paid, and they're not going to have any money. You're not going to have a defense, and then they're going to do the same thing that they have the last 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry and them hadn't figured it out yet, and I don't know if they ever will. He don't know how to deal with the cap. He just doesn't get it at all. And since they've put it in, they hadn't won. Since they put the
That's
cap
what I was
in
gonna say.
for Jerry Jones,
Jerry's
yeah.
a guy. He's like a baseball
He just
owner.
wanna buy out
He
by
wants to
everybody.
throw money at guys until
Right.
he's got a good team, but you can't do that, like you said, with a cap.
No, he made his worst mistake when he decided that him and Jimmy Johnson could not get along.
Yep.
Should have been 5 Super Bowls. They could have said whatever cap they wanted to. And then,
Sure
yeah.
Well, Jimmy Johnson is like, I mean, that's just a weird lineage. I mean, if he would have stayed at Miami, he would have won more championships.
Yep.
If he stayed at Dallas, we would have
would've
won more
won more.
champs.
Yeah, he
I mean,
would've.
it's just wild to think about.
Let's see. We got any other comments on the NFL? I did talk about. I'm gonna go. JP, give me a few minutes. I know we keep getting pushed back on everything. Did talk about Jalen Moore. Excited about that. Maybe we'll be seeing him next year in the league. I did want to go down the list as quick as we can. Agree or disagree. Let's not get in too much in it.
Okay.
All these are the over under. Let's go over under wins on the season. Y'all give me what y'all think. Philadelphia 10.5.
Over.
Dallas Cowboys 8.5.
Over.
Under.
I agree with Carson.
I think it's right at 8, Terry. I'm not saying they're gonna win 4, but I think it's right at 8. I think they finish at 500.
I think the Cowboys are one of those teams where a sprained ankle to
Wow.
or an inappropriate touch from Ezekiel Elliott will ruin your season.
The only question
Clearly,
I got to
it
ask
did last year.
everybody is when you say that, you're taking a 9-7 team from last year that was without Ezekiel for 6 games.
And they got worse on defense.
But they would.
That's
have
my
been,
thing.
They would have
to
been
me, it's
12 or
about the
13 wins last year if he would have played.
If he would have took his suspension when it was supposed to be.
So to me, it's about the defense. Terry makes a good point, but my counterpoint is the defense is not better, and they don't have Dez Bryant, and they don't have Jason Witten.
We can do without Dez.
So now,
Witten's the one
that's
hurts.
gonna hurt. Yeah, that's gonna hurt you for a while.
Witten's the one that hurts.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember, you can say that about Dez, but when he wasn't on the field, their offense, even when Romo was there, would bog down a lot because you could just double team everyone else.
Yeah.
He makes it where you have to put a guy
He's a threat,
on him.
if nothing else.
You can throw it over there at
Yeah.
any time. That's one thing Dak never got with him is that you could just force over. All right, Giants, over under 7.
Even.
I'm gonna go
way over.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna go over.
I think Giants are a playoff team this year. I thought they were last year. I had them, I think, in the NFC Championship game, and then literally everybody got hurt.
Yeah.
Everybody but Eli got hurt, and then they benched him.
And then they benched and ruined his record.
And they
yeah.
fired the used cars salesman coach.
Oh God.
With a slick back hair.
McAdoo. Oh
Like,
God.
When he walked in with that haircut, he should have been fired to begin
Yeah.
with. Washington Redskins 7 over under.
Under. Sorry, Hunter.
No, we're not.
Nah, you'll be fine.
So 2 things.
You'll win when Dan Snyder leaves.
2 things. One, I don't think Alex Smith, if he started 10 or more games, has ever lost. I mean, or started a whole season has ever not won 7 games.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. Where his worst where he stands. I'm gonna say even on this just because I like that stat. My other thing is the other day, and I was picking on Chief Jeff Cash was up here the other day doing an interview. And he's a Redskin fan, and Alex Trebek is a Redskin fan.
What?
Jeopardy's Alex Trebek, and he came out and said he feels great about the Redskins. He predicts a playoff run this year. So Alex Trebek knows a lot more than most everybody around here.
Listen, man, he just reads the cards. Let's get that and make sure
that was a card.
And make sure you phrase it the right way.
All right, Vikings at 10 wins.
Under.
I'm gonna go even.
I think they drop like a bad hat.
I think they go under.
They have 1 or 2 injuries on defense. It's going to get in trouble. I love the next team. So does Tony Romo for next year. Green Bay Packers 10 wins. I think they're going 12.
Yeah, that's over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over.
They were kind of the situation last year with the Giants. Everybody got hurt except Aaron Rodgers, but
he ended up getting hurt. No,
he got hurt too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he missed like 6 games. That's why they missed it. Oh yeah, he missed a bunch of games.
Then they rushed him back.
1 game. Yeah, okay. Sorry, different year. I was thinking. All right, Detroit Lions 7.5.
I got them over. It's going to be 8.
Yeah, over. Just barely.
I got them under. I have no faith in Detroit at all. Chicago, Mitchell Trubisky sitting at 6.5, 80-1 overall to win the Super Bowl.
Under.
Under.
Yeah.
The Bears haven't won more than 6 games in a season since 2013, sitting at 6.5. So they got a new coach, Matt Nagy. Or is it Nagy?
I think it's Nagy.
Is it?
I think so. Don't quote me on that, but but I think.
The franchise of Detroit is hard. I want to really know. First division title since 93. All right. In the NFC South, the Saints are the favorite. 18-1 to win the Super Bowl. 9-1 to win the conference. 8-5 to win the division. 9.5 over/under on the Saints. I got 11 wins on that.
I got over.
I got under, but it's right at 9.
Ooh, Carson doesn't have faith in my Super Bowl favorite. It's my Super Bowl favorite. Let's see. Atlanta Falcons at 9.
I got them 8 and 8.
I got over. I got them right at 10 wins.
I think I got them at 7. Them and the next team as well. Carolina Panthers over/under this year, guys, is 9. Super Bowl 40-1, conference 20-1, division 1. Let me read what it says. This is the second consecutive season the Panthers have had a preseason win total of 9. They went over last year with 11 wins, but they've alternated going over and under this win total every season since 2010. So 8 straight years, and you guys know it. No back-to-back winning seasons. So this is you had a winning season last year. For about 8 years, they've went under. So
yeah, I'm gonna go under. Yeah, under.
Carson's got under. I got under 2. I think they have some of the same problems Carolina Panthers might have. Cowboys might have on offense, finding someone to catch balls on the outside. Tampa Bay 6.5
Under.
No Jameis. Who's his backup?
We just Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick is
should have kept Glennon.
That's the name I saw anyway. Yeah, well, he wouldn't have been much better.
Listen, did Fitzpatrick beat the Panthers last year?
I want to think he did.
But think about Fitzpatrick with those wide receivers.
He's not
that much worse than.
That's what I'm saying. He's not.
Jameis
He's
was.
not a bad quarterback. I really. At this point, he's getting up there.
Aren't
But
they
that's
about the same kind of quarterback the way they
really.
play a little
Yeah,
bit?
I mean, it's not like Jameis is some athlete or anything just because he played baseball.
He looks like Byron Leftwich out there. The way
He does.
he kind of
He does.
rumbles around in the backfield.
Yeah.
Like leg heavy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
He drags his legs instead of moving them. The Rams. Over under 10. Carson, 10-1 odds to win the Super Bowl. How you feel about those?
I'm gonna go even. I think last season, what did we finish at? 11 wins. I think you take a half step back because I think a lot of those wins last year were taking people by surprise early in the year. But 10-6, that's
y'all were fourth.
That's not bad.
Best Super Bowl odds behind the Eagles, Patriots, and Steelers.
Oh man, I don't know what to do about this. I'm not used to this.
Well, I guess a lot of people's biggest concern is what to make of
49ers.
Jared Goff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think
everybody feels good about your defense and your run game.
I think you've got probably one of the better, quarterback guru whisperer head coaches in the league with Sean McVay, and I think it's just one of those things. Sean McVay's a young coach, Jared Goff's a young player. I think they'll bond, they'll get close, and I think that'll be one of those coach quarterback combination that lasts a while.
That will be the best team in the NFC.
Terry.
Got a lot of Rams love around.
Terry, you gonna make me swoon over here,
it
man.
is. They will be the best team in the NFC, but they will lose in the first round of the playoffs. I still don't think they're ready for that next step. Next year, the Rams will be very tough and hard to beat. I still think they're a year away.
All right, 49ers 8.5 over under with Mr. Garoppolo.
8.5 over.
Yeah, I think it's over, but it's only 9.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 9. It's going to be,
I'm going under. Seattle Seahawks at 8.
I got them 7 and 9. I got under.
I got like every one of these teams at 7 and 9 except the Rams. And I think they're going to go like 10. I think Arizona's going to be better than they were last year just by Rosen and everybody, a lot of people being healthy.
Sam Bradford,
back.
yeah.
At 50, they're at 50-1. I think this is a good sleeper pick as far as betting wise goes.
Yeah,
100-1 odds. I mean,
you just never know. Yeah.
What if just Rosen is special? I love how he throws the ball. Watch the ball come out of his hands. It's very, very, very wide receiver friendly. I'll say that. Don't know about his. People don't like his attitude or whatever. But smart kid, he can throw it. They got Larry Fitzgerald would retire if he didn't think the kid could throw it. And so I think he can throw it. Then you got Johnson coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're a sneak peek to make a playoff run.
I got under.
You got under on?
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
On 5 wins?
Yes.
I think they're right at 5.
Wow.
I think they're at 3.
Whew.
That bad, Terry. Didn't they have like the best defense in the NFL 2 years ago?
They still no offense, and it's still going to happen.
I just told you the running back's
I don't
back.
care
and we
what
got a new
they're
quarterback. He loves Dak Prescott, but gosh, not Rosen. All right, Patriots at 11.
That's 11 or more.
I mean,
I got it over as long as everybody's healthy. NFC East, I would never have faith in them. You got to think about this. Bills have never replaced Jim Kelly since 90 or whenever he retired, 95, something like that. Miami's never replaced Dan Marino. They're both at 6.5 wins. And the Jets have pretty much never had a really, really gunslinger quarterback.
Patriots are going to be the only team above 500 in that division.
Yeah.
I think I could throw the ball harder and further than Chad Pennington or Joe Namath ever could. And so anybody got any feel goods about the Jets, Dolphins, or Bills?
No, I got them all. Well, 7 and 9, 7 and 9, and then 4 and 12.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, the favorite in the AFC North, 10.5 over under.
Over.
Yeah, over. Right at 11.
Baltimore 8.
I think that's even.
I think they're going to be 4 and 12.
7 and 9 or something like that.
I think they're going to be awful. Cincinnati 7 wins.
That's possible.
This is their every other year where they make a playoff run type thing. Be careful.
And
about
Marvin
Cincinnati.
Lewis will just never lose his job.
And here's where they make the worst mistake of all.
Under.
5.5 wins
Under.
for the Cleveland Browns. Y'all are so terrible.
Y'all gonna win 4 games.
Yeah, 4 games. Listen, 4 games is a 4-game improvement.
You're exactly right.
Top 5.
If you make that jump every year for 3 years, you're a good team.
Listen, they're gonna win 7.
I mean, next year you could be talking playoffs.
They're gonna win 7 games this year, Terry. Y'all have to understand this, and here's why. Tyrod Taylor was the 3rd best quarterback in the AFC last year.
He also had one of the best defenses.
Oh yeah, no, but I think
the Browns had a not a terrible defense. It was not good.
It was serviceable.
They got rid of the holes and did a good job filling them. Now, if the defense is serviceable, and you add all these weapons on offense. Remember who they pick in the second round? I got a running back, didn't it? Nick Chubb.
Okay.
So they got the running back. They've already got the running backs. They already had 2 decent running backs. So the running backs are fine. Quarterbacks are deep. Wide receivers are deep.
The freshmen.
They got everything is good. 6 to 7 wins at least. Don't be surprised.
I think all
if
these
they go
guys will be
8-8.
gangbusters to be wanting to start, but that's not going to lead off to 6 or 7 wins in the NFL.
I think what's going to cause the Browns to not I think it'll be some Hugh Jackson trying to force Baker Mayfield into a spot. I think that's what it is. That'll prevent you from getting to that 5-6 win mark. Is you're gonna at the end of the year, somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, throw Mayfield in there for the last 4 games. Why not? You're gonna be out of playoff contention at that point. Just throw him in there to see what happens, and then you're gonna go
You're
one.
Gonna have that term
1 and 3.
Start.
Yeah.
If they start the year, Cleveland starts this year at 2-3, 2-4. They're gonna be talking switched quarterbacks right then.
Yep, you're right. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you's gonna let Tyrod have the best as many games as he can. Already knows he's getting fired anyway, probably, or he knows he ain't getting fired if you win one game. and in 2 years, so
make a plus.
Honestly, I really think he's going to try to keep Baker on the bench as long as possible.
That's what he needs to do.
We got to finish this up as quick as we can. Let's just go over under. No more comments. Jacksonville at 9 wins.
I'm gonna go over. Right at 10.
Defensive wise, I think
I
they
got
can
under. Blake Bortles can't do it again. Houston 8.5.
Under. Right at 8.
I got under as well, unless if I don't. Wasn't that an Achilles? Was that what that was?
Yeah, I think it was his Achilles.
You can't, man. Achilles on a running quarterback. I don't know. Tennessee Titans at 8. I think this is your sneaky pick in this division.
I think that's even. Right there.
Yeah, I think even
got them
too.
At 9 or 10 and Mariota to win the division. Chargers 9.5 in the West.
I'm gonna get under.
I'm gonna go over for the Chargers. I don't think they'll have a bad start this year.
Chiefs 8.5.
Under.
I'm gonna go under.
John Gruden and the Raiders at 8.
I'm gonna go over.
Even.
I think they get to 10 wins.
I think they might, depending on the defense, but I think they can sneak 10 wins in. Somebody's got to be bad in this division at some point. They all look pretty solid. Broncos under 7 wins.
Under.
I'm gonna go over 8-8. I think defense will mean everything for
you.
them.
Like Case Keenum?
No, not really. But I think 8-8 with a defense.
All righty. Any other questions or comments on the NFL stuff before we got to take a way
we miss
double
Indianapolis.
break?
Well, is Andrew Luck even gonna play?
That's what I'm saying. That's an old big.
All right, JP.
Yes or no?
It's time to take a break. Double it up, and we'll be back in a minute. We got to finish up NBA draft talk and other news and notes. NASCAR this weekend, racing to talk about. We'll be back in just a few minutes. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Get ready to explore America with an incredible new RV from Campers NRV of Kings Mountain. We're celebrating our country this July with our Keys to Freedom RV sale. Find unbelievable pricing on top brands like a 2018 Forest River Acadia 29 LT with single slide and double bunks, just $17,495. These deals won't last long. Visit Campers NRV of Kings Mountain to pick up your keys to freedom today. We are the RVer's trusted resource. Exit 8 off I-85.
The city of Cherryville presents their annual Independence Day celebration Tuesday night, July 3rd in the downtown mini park with the beach sounds of Too Much Sylvia starting at 7 p.m. There'll be food and adult beverages. Bring your lawn chair, all followed by a gigantic fireworks show at 10 p.m. Pick up this week's What's Up Shopper for a schedule of events. Sponsored by York Tax Services on the Marys Grove Road in Cherryville, by Keith's Customs and Collision on the Lincoln Highway in Cherryville, by West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vale, by Norman's Cafe, Highway 10 in Vale, by Magic's Motorsports on East Main Street, Lincoln, by Mr. Pest Control of Shelby, by Medical Center Pharmacy on East Academy Street, Cherryville, by Southern Stores BP Gas on East Church Street in Cherryville, and by Mitchum's Kitchen on Highway 27 West in Vale. So plan now to be there for the fun. The annual City of Cherryville Independence Day celebration at the downtown mini park, Tuesday night, July 3rd.
Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings for Renato Auto Mall Smart Service. What smart service, you say? Smart service is, to put it simple, speed, quality, and competitive pricing. Renato Auto Mall has brought back many of the old-time quality procedures and added some more. You get fast service oil changes, plus tire rotation, plus lube, and then they'll clean your glass and give your car a wash, all while you wait. Now that's smart service, speed, quality, and competitive pricing at Renato Auto Mall, where you get service at a high level of efficiency and speed. Located at 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall.
Is the cost of ink driving your profits down? Then listen up. Discount Ink Jet and Toner is here to help. Discount Ink Jet and Toner specializes in refilling ink jet and toner cartridges. Cut your ink costs by as much as 50% or more. Discount Ink Jet and Toner, located on 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Green flag is in the air. We're underway in Iowa.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Here comes Allgaier. Ryan Reed to his high side.
A clash between hungry young drivers.
Hemrick's coming. Kennedy's coming.
And confident veterans.
They're all making a run to the front.
The Iowa 250, presented by Enogen.
5-car battle for the lead as they work single file back into turn number 3.
Sunday at 4:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Iowa 250 this Sunday at 4:30 on Carolina Country, 1590 AM WCSL, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com. Get ready to explore America with an incredible new RV from Campers NRV of Kings Mountain. We're celebrating our country this July with our Keys to Freedom RV sale. Find unbelievable pricing on top brands like a 2018 Forest River Acadia 29 LT with single slide and double bunks, just $17,495. These deals won't last long. Visit Campers NRV of Kings Mountain to pick up your keys to freedom today. We are the RVer's trusted resource. Exit 8 off I-85. It's the grand reopening new parking lot sale this Saturday, June 30th at Milholland Automotive in Lincoln. Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I would invite you to join the boss as we broadcast live during the grand opening new parking lot sale at Milholland Automotive in Lincoln. We'll be there this Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We'll have free hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. Come by and see Large Marge, the pink Cadillac. Plus, register to win some great prizes, too. And check out the great deals on late model cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Like a 2005 Nissan Pathfinder for only $179 a month. 1999 Dodge Dakota RT, $189 a month. And a 2012 Mazda 3 Touring Edition, $199 a month. Come on in for all the details and check out the full inventory at MilhollandAutomotive.com. But plan now to be there for the grand reopening new parking lot sale this Saturday, June 30th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Milholland Automotive, 423 West Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-736-1000. It's the Red, White, and Blue sale Tuesday, July 3rd and Wednesday, July 4th at Country Camping Corner in Kings Mountain. I'm Calvin Hastings. I want to invite you to join the boss as we broadcast live during this special two-day event. Come out and register to win some great prizes and save thousands of dollars on famous name brand campers. We'll kick it off Tuesday, July 3rd with the American Red Cross Bloodmobile from 2 until 6 p.m. We'll have free Subway sandwiches, chips, and drinks from Subway of Boger City. And then we'll be back Wednesday, July 4th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. with free Dairy Queen hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. So make plans to be there. Come on out both days if you can and shop and save on your new camper, all during the Red, White, and Blue sale, Tuesday, July 3rd and Wednesday, July 4th at Country Camping Corner, located at 101 Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass intersection in Kings Mountain.
It's time now for the news. A new radio show is taking the nation by storm. It's called This is the 60s, with the best music from the best decade. And, well, thank you. Who are you?
Well, I'm J.J. Wilson, and I'm the host of This is the 60s.
This is the 60s, with the best music from the best decade. News headlines, pop culture corner, and more.
But I was going to say all that.
Get out of my news booth.
Certainly.
This is the 60s, Friday mornings from 10 a.m. till 12 noon on The Boss, WOHS AM and FM in Shelby, WLON in Lincoln.
Tee it up and let it fly at the Crowders Mountain Golf Course, voted Gaston County's best course. Ride and play Monday through Friday for just $28. Play and ride after 12 for $25. On weekends and holidays, play and ride for $38 and afternoon for only $28. Seniors 55 and older play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. And Monday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride on Mondays for $18. The Crowders Mountain Golf Course, located on 255 Lincoln Academy Road in Gastonia.
From your local banking team at Home Trust Bank, here's branch manager Heather Mooney.
When you walk through our doors, we ask how you are, how your family is, how your business is doing, because we are genuinely interested. We know how important conversations are. Since 1926, when Home Trust Bank began, we have been building relationships by getting to know our neighbors. Let's talk today. Visit hometrustbanking.com, member FDIC.
Visit Home Trust Bank at 100 West Main Street, downtown Cherryville, and at 224 East Warren Street in Shelby.
Check, we're back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep saying it this time.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Campers Inn of Kings Mountain Saturday Sports Talk. Go check them out today out near 85 out there in Kings Mountain, right behind the McDonald's. Out there, like I said, on the I-85 exit. Let's see. Looking at some Charlotte, we're going to talk a little NBA basketball, but first we got to send out to Lincoln and Calvin and Perk out there at Milholland Automotive today. They're partying out here on a nice warm Saturday. Calvin, you guys got me out there?
Hey, how you doing there, boys?
Doing good.
Good.
Good job back here.
They are doing a good job, aren't they?
They're not enjoying this good hot sun like we are, though.
Yeah, we've got the fan going, though. We need it today, don't we, Perk?
We got a breeze to blow it out here.
That's right. We're at Milholland Automotive. It's a big grand reopening parking lot sale, new parking lot sale, and, man, it is pretty, ain't we?
They've got a beautiful parking lot here and got some beautiful cars out here, and they're putting balloons on every one of them. We got two banana men to flirt with each other and dancing to the music. So come on out and join us today. We'll have some hot dogs here real shortly.
Yes, Cotton Seafood. Brand new Cotton Seafood here in Lincoln. They're preparing their hot dogs today, so they'll be on the way. Actually, matter of fact, they're on the way right now. And Perk, we have got some big giveaways today.
Great giveaway. We got 2 free nights at any Red Roof Inn. That means if you're in China, I reckon you can go if they got a Red
You
Roof.
can. That's right. That's why they call it Red Roof over there.
Oh, okay. Or a Bluetooth Cube sound box worth $100. Free rounds of golf at Lake County Country Club. 2 free tickets to the American Legion World Series tickets.
Play ball.
And a New Balls t-shirt.
That's right. You're wearing one of those New Balls t-shirts
I love these
today.
New Balls t-shirts.
They feel good. They look good, don't they?
Oh, me it does.
I figured. Come on out and check out the deals here today. They're willing. They're dealing. There comes Mr. Jason Milholland.
Mama pulling in.
He's got it. Yeah, we got the hot dogs pulling in right now. All right, here we go. We got the hot dogs here from Cotton Seafood in Lincoln in here. So we're going to get the hot dogs out and get her going here. Jason, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing great. Come out and see us today. We're making deals. Calvin is doing his thing. He's looking good today, too. By the way, y'all, we got a nice pink Cadillac. He's going to let anybody test drive it. I'm just kidding about that part. But come out and see us, man. We're going to make great deals. We're trying to have a big day. We want to thank all the customers for everything they've done. It's Customer Appreciation Day. We've been here 14 years, and we want to thank everybody. Lincoln County, surrounding counties, thank you very much. Come out and get you some free food and come test drive a car today.
Hey, I want to ask you one thing. You can help them with financing, too, can't you?
Right. We got a lot of options on finances. I mean, low rates, 2.9%, good credit. Listen, if you don't got good credit, things happen in life. You know, we got people that do bankruptcies. We got banks that do loans while you're still in a bankruptcy. So we got all kind of options. So, you know, good, bad, whatever, you know, we can get it done for you.
And we take Tar Heel, Duke fans, whatever, right?
And what about state? I mean,
you've got to say we got to take a Wolfpack, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Wolfpack. Okay, we got to take state. So you know, hey, ACC, whatever you want. Panthers, it don't matter. Braves is doing good right now. So the Braves, you know. So come see us.
All right, come on out and see us here today. Milholland Automotive, and again, we're located at 423 West Main Street in Lincoln, and we'll be here until 2 o'clock this afternoon. All right, there, guys. We're going to send it back to you guys from Milholland Automotive.
All right, thanks, Calvin and Perk out there. I think Milhon just sold Terry a car when he said,
yeah, they
when he said
did.
NC State
Terry's
fan.
face
I'm
lit up.
telling you. And now I know where the two guys that was arguing this morning are at.
That's good people.
There you go. Yeah,
I was about to ask.
Terry found him.
Terry did have a question for Perk. He wanted to just make sure you tell the two Banana Man he'll be out there in just a little bit to help him out. Whatever was going, I don't know what was going on out there. Terry's coming to help. I do know that.
Yeah. He was highly intrigued.
Terry saw him arguing earlier this morning, didn't you, Terry?
I did.
They've been arguing all day, haven't they, Terry?
They had, I guess.
Where did you see him this morning at?
At a service station. A lot of words for each other.
Oh, my goodness. Welcome back to Saturday Sports Talk. I'm Kevin Hayes along with Terry Reinhardt over here, Carson Dockery, and JP is on the production side of the studio today. We've had our biscuits from Mitchum's Kitchen all nice and full. Now it's about lunchtime. Cotton Seafood. For you folks who've heard that before, that used to be over in Shelby as well. They opened up a new location here in Lincoln, and they've got that new location over there, and they've got hot dogs out there today. Out at Milholland Automotive. The Cottons, they had to close down over here in Shelby because they're building a road, Terry. I don't know if you knew that over here in Shelby Town, but for you folks who are they're missing your Cottons, they got the same food over here, but just in Lincoln. That Big 10 cheeseburger, Terry, what they have is a 10-ounce cheeseburger.
That's not bad.
It's about that big, and it's thick, and it's good.
It sounds good. If it's 10 ounce, better be good.
Big old cheeseburger. So go see them today. They got hot dogs
serving
today out
for
there at
4.
Calvin and Perk. Yeah, it really is. Steve Robe pulling into the parking lot. They're going to get rolling and rocking in here in just a few minutes. Real quick, got a couple of NBA things. What's going on with LeBron? He opted out. That means he can choose to go wherever he wants. Bleacher Report, the Warriors are in discussions with maybe DeAndre Jordan in some type of discussion. I don't know how they're going to work all this money. The Warriors don't even have cap space, so I guess they're cutting everybody on the team and they just sign nothing but minimum players. But I thought they would go towards Howard on a minimum.
Or mid-level
really
exception or something.
Yeah, I really don't know how they're going to get DeAndre.
Here's your thing about DeAndre Jordan. He's opted out of $24.1 million or something like that.
Yeah.
Y'all, DeAndre Jordan worth that much money?
If you're going to tell me Dwight's not, then he's not in today's basketball. Then
I think he's a lot more athletic than Dwight. I mean, they're basically
they're the same.
When it comes to actual like shooting, they're basically the same.
Free throw shooting
and just on the floor jump shooting.
Okay.
No, I mean, what, Terry?
I just don't think and this is me, and
I want to hear.
I understand them guys want to make all the money they can make, but when I saw he opted out of the $24.1 million, I was like,
ring,
come
man.
on, man.
I think at a certain point, you see it a lot more in today's game than probably you ever used to. Guys that they basically have you get one big deal, you make your money, and then after that, you kind of want to go ring hunting.
What do y'all think about LeBron calling Kevin Durant trying to get him to play
Allegedly. Because that was never really confirmed.
Didn't Stephen A. say that?
Well, Stephen A. says a lot of things. He screams most of it. That doesn't mean make it any more true than it is.
I don't know if he'd say this one if it didn't happen. He probably, I think he did, but wouldn't that wouldn't that be the most chicken move from both of them of all time? But if the LeBron thing, I think he's trying to get anybody to go with him to L.A. I think the problem is nobody wants to help him.
Yeah, well,
everyone in the league, I think even Boston and San Antonio, the way they're trying to do everything is they don't want to have nothing to do with A, helping the Lakers, and B, helping LeBron. Why help either one of those two? So if you're going to help them, the thing with Charlotte, they're talking about a Kimba trade.
Yeah, Steve's got the right idea.
He's not doing nothing to Charlotte but buying a hot dog.
He does have some shooters in Charlotte that will shoot the 3-pointer.
He likes Kimba.
Yeah, but that's what they're talking about. Is so if
we
Charlotte would decide they were going to trade
a small forward,
if Charlotte was just trading anything, Kimba for anything, they're deciding, well, okay, LeBron, you can win as many championships till we're done. Till you're done, and then I guess we'll try to win in 5 years. And Charlotte's. Here's what I think Charlotte's trying to do, maybe this year, and see what y'all think. I think they're tanking for Zion Williamson.
I don't think they really want to tank when you've got the All-Star game in town.
Well, how many games are they going to win with this roster?
I'm not saying they're gonna. I'm not saying it's gonna be great, but
they haven't tried to tank.
I don't. Is this roster going to be less? I mean, they won games more when Howard wasn't there.
Exactly.
And then when he come, they totally fell off the map.
And I think Borrego.
There was other people on the team too besides Howard.
Well, I know that.
I think Borrego, when he comes in, he wants to run a way more high up-tempo offense. Steve Clifford liked to come in, get in a half-court set, and run plays. James Borrego wants you to get up and down the floor. That's going to help Kemba. That's going to help Malik Monk. That's going to help MKG because the only time he's effective is in transition. That's his highest shooting percentage.
Will never be confused with an offensive guru.
No, yeah, and I agree with that.
I hated his rotations because he would have two. He almost always had two people on the court that couldn't shoot, and it's hard to play in today's NBA, especially if you got one that can't shoot. That's okay. You can hide one guy,
but that's it.
But when you got two, you can't swing twice and then have MKG in the corner, then Marvin Williams over jacking up threes. Like That dude's had the greenest light in Charlotte forever, and I'll never understand. And I think Marvin's a good bench player. I think MKG's a good.
Well, Marvin had that good, like basically a carear year 3 or 4 years ago, and that's what got him that contract.
They all got the
when they were actually running a good stretch sort of offense.
So honestly, looking at the way their roster, it's one of the worst in the NBA. It's what they've got 5 or 6 guys that are overpaid. To me, they're tanking. Kupchak is I guess he told me I don't know. I don't see they can't add anybody. They're not signing free agents. Who's trading for any of these players and giving us a good player?
That's my whole deal.
So they've got to be. I think they're taking trying to get one of these top 3 picks. Another thing, I sent you guys kind of a message the other day, and I was looking it up. So 13 teams in NBA history, have not won an NBA championship. 5 teams have made it to the finals. No, 6 teams have made it to the finals and not won. 4 of those teams have made the conference finals. 3 of those teams have never made a conference finals. 3 teams in NBA history. Can you name them, Terry?
I know one of them was Charlotte, one of them was New Orleans, and
probably the Clippers.
It was the Clippers. Those are the 3.
There you go. Yeah.
Only 3 teams in NBA history. And everybody talks about the Clippers being one of the worst franchises. The Pelicans just started, and this year they made the second round. And the Hornets, that's the furthest they've ever made. They've been there twice in 30 years. So we're getting to a very bad point in Charlotte Hornets basketball fandom. And Andre picks on it all the time. Like, who's coming to the Hornets? He likes the Hornets, but he's almost like a Clipper fan used to be back in the days, which kind of are now. He'd already turned like, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So are we at that point where we're in Clipper land right now? It's been 30 years. You ain't got past the second round ever. And so I'm not saying they're the worst franchise in NBA history, but by gosh,
I just think they've had a lot of bad luck.
They really have.
And you talk about the 7-59 season, statistically the worst season ever, and you end up with the number 2 pick. Mm-hmm. You don't even get the number 1 overall pick, and then it ends up being MKG. You pass over 4 or 5 other All-Stars in the process. It's just there's a lot of bad luck involved. I think when like you say, you've never even made it to the conference finals in 30 years. Like odds would say, you've got 30 teams. You would think in 30 years you would make it to the conference finals
2
at least
rounds.
once.
Well, we're not even saying win a championship. I'm
just make it to the conference finals.
Conference finals.
Make a deep run in the playoffs. That's
but you never know. You never know when you're sitting there and you're picking what they did in college. Is it going to transfer into the
It's tough,
NFL? The NBA.
And there is a lot of luck involved in it.
Yeah, they are. That's like last year's pick. Look what was picked, and then Boston gets Tatum. To me, Tatum was the best pick out of the whole draft.
Yeah, I think somebody said, if you look
when Ainge traded back, you're like.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yes,
he knows they're going to get if they got. Y'all can have the ball, and that's my point on on the Hornets draft picks and a lot of these things. This is the NBA. Everybody needs to shoot. If we're going to run 3 and 4 shooters out here, let's pick shooters.
Yeah.
And the Hornets can consistently. Well, let's pick this athlete. We can fix his jump shot. No, you can't. If they're in college and can't shoot the ball. If they have a decent shot, they can work and work and work. MKG's was trash, and they sold us on.
Well, they
defense.
They got rid of the only guy who actually even helped him a minute amount with his shot was Mark Price, and then he left, and then he hasn't. I don't know why you don't bring him back. I think Mark Price is probably one of the better shooting coaches in the league, and for some reason he doesn't have a job.
Yeah. Why can't we trade MKG? I just don't see what.
Who's gonna trade for him with that contract? It's a
his isn't terrible.
It's not good though. It's an 8-figure contract for a guy who can't shoot threes at all. He can't. He can barely even shoot mid range.
With Charlotte, they're gonna have to put a whole combined group, like 3 or 4 guys, to make a trade.
Yeah.
And then I don't know whether they can get anything out of the trade.
That's the thing. That's
they
why
get salary dumps.
That's
they
why
have
so
to say,
many.
When you okay, well, sorry to interrupt, Carson, but
Yeah.
the way the NBA salary cap is set up to and for the small market teams is to where if you salary cap is king.
Yeah.
Okay. If
Yeah,
you
it
can't,
is.
like with MKG and these guys tied into these big contracts, you can't move them because you don't have the salary cap to take on a bad contract or get a salary dump. If everybody else is over the tax, there's nowhere to dump.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think they've made some bad decisions along with, like Carson said, bad luck. But you know, like I said, we're at this point. Like it's getting frustrating to see these guys that that they pass on in the drafts and don't actually pick the basketball players. And I don't know. It just drives me crazy on that end, and I wish they'd get it better or fix something. I don't know what to do about it as far as the draft, to change any of that. I don't know. But Charlotte's got to figure something. They need a cap specialist. Maybe Kupchak's they got a 5-year plan. I'm sure.
Well, really, I mean, how old is Kupchak? I mean, he's in his late 60s, early 70s,
he's
right?
about Jordan's age.
No. He's older than Michael Jordan. He was at
5
Carolina.
years maybe, but not that much.
I mean, but at the same time, Mitch Kupchak probably isn't going to be a GM for that much longer. So I think I don't know if he doesn't want to blow it up and then leave a mess for somebody else. I think he wants to. I mean, you saw what he did in L.A. That's what he tried to do most of the time, was just move bad contracts. And that's all you can really try to do right now.
If Charlotte just hit on their draft picks, this year's starting lineup could have been
Yeah.
Kemba, Devin Booker, Giannis, Harrison Barnes, and Howard with Jokic, Murray, and there was one more coming off the bench, and that's not counting everybody else that was still on the team. You'd have
Yeah.
Marvin and MKG like your 10th men.
Yeah.
Where they belong, and you could have all if they just drafted right. But you got to remember, even if you draft right, that don't mean success.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City Thunder, 3 MVPs.
Well,
and didn't win a finals.
I mean, I like, and you talk about
We got 60 seconds. Carson.
a spot. Donovan Mitchell. I mean,
Last year.
the best first-year player in the NBA this year. I mean, maybe if he ends up in Charlotte, he might not be the same player because Clifford doesn't give rookies a lot of responsibilities. I don't think it would have ended up the same. Maybe Malik Monk if he goes somewhere else.
Know what Monk is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I like Borrego. He's going to put an up-tempo offense in. Say, all right, kid, just go shoot. He's not going to force him to play point guard like Steve Clifford did.
All right, Terry, you got any more comments, suggestions? Oh, one more thing. We got 30 seconds. We didn't mention last week Gabe DeVoe. Shelby and Gabe DeVoe
Yep.
has signed with the Hornets Summer League team. Hopefully they cut Marcus Page. That might be his spot right there.
Yeah, could be.
Shelby's Gabe DeVoe.
Maybe get a two-way.
The furthest Clemson's went and almost forever. He can shoot the ball, and you need shooters. And I'd put him on the court before MKG right now. He's kind of like a Patty Mills type player. What do you think?
Yeah,
about that
that's
Gabe and Patty
that's a
Mills?
perfect comp. I think.
Besides, Gabe's got way better hair than Patty.
Patty's probably got a better.
Gabe.
He's got a better accent though. He's Australian.
All right, guys, we'll be back next week. Cameras in Saturday Sports Talk. We're going out to Mill Holland Automotive with Steve Robay, Steve Perkins, and Calvin Hastings, and hot dogs from Cotton Seafood. We'll see you next week on KTC Broadcasting.
Z-Max Racing Classics, Friday afternoons at 1 o'clock from the Performance Racing Network, right here on 1590 AM WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia.
Skies should range between mostly sunny and partly cloudy around the area today, and it'll be hot and humid to start the weekend. We do have a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm midday into the afternoon, mostly for the southern half of the state. We'll have highs around 88 to 94, then partly cloudy in the evening, mostly clear later tonight with lows in the upper 60s to low 70s. Look for more sun than clouds on Sunday, still hot, maybe an isolated thunder shower mainly toward the southern foothills, highs about like today. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Currently at the Big O Country Studios, it's...
Here's a look at what's up in Cleveland, Gaston, and Lincoln counties. Brought to you by the What's Up Shopper, Carolina Country, WCSL, and the Boss, WOHS.